Hello and welcome back to another episode of the SportsRunDown Betalong. How are you guys getting on tonight?
Good, How are you?
Yeah, good.
Looking forward.
Yeah,
almost.
For a split second, I said, "Oh, we've got audio problems now," because I could just hear
an echo.
The echo, yeah. Well, welcome back, Gary. We missed you last week, but except for the slightly reduced schedule, but we've got a full slate of games now tonight, so all the big leagues are back. So we're looking forward to it. But before we describe the show and introduce ourselves to any new viewers, maybe Slats, you want to just give us a quick update on your bet. I know you've got a bet that's live, and anyone who's looking to win the money that we have on offer tonight might want to know about your wager.
Yeah, sure. So this is the treble that we do. The three of us pick a bet each. We combine it into a treble, put a tenner on it, and if it wins, we give one of our viewers the winnings. So yeah, we base it on whoever's commenting the most or the best comments. So share some comments with us. Let us know what you're betting tonight, and you can be in with a chance of winning €225. So my pick is already live. It's Dordrecht versus Almere City in the Dutch second division. And it's actually gone 1-0 to Almere. So the bet is both teams to score on over 2.5 goals. It's just, we got it at just a little under evens, 5-6, I think. But yeah, like just looking at the stats, it's no surprise that a goal has gone in there now. Just looking at the stats, like the two of these teams are the joint top of goals per game in the league. They both have 87 goals scored, like 87 goals featured in the 24 games they've played. So their games are averaging over 3.5 goals per game. And they're scoring and conceding in those as well. Even though they're 19th and 20th in the table, they're still both scoring over about 1.5 goal per game. And the head-to-heads between them have, 7 of the last 8 of it, both teams scoring. The other one was 3-0. So they do tend to have high-scoring games. I think 10 of the last 11 times they met in Dordrecht, this bet would have come in. So both teams scored and there were over 2.5 goals. So it just seemed decent. Like if it's, you're getting odds of a coin toss, and it seems far more likely to happen than not to happen. So it's gone 1-0 now. It's 35 minutes into it, and it's 1-0 to Almere. They're the favourites, but they're also away. I definitely fancy Dordrecht to get a goal. So I'm not. We talk about it sometimes. Who do you prefer to take the lead when you've back both teams to score? I wouldn't really have minded either team here. I'm happy enough just for there to be a goal in the first half at least, so we're not waiting on 3 second half goals. But yeah, I definitely think Dordrecht are going to get one themselves. Almere tend to score pretty heavily. Dordrecht score in most of their home games, so
I think I'd still always prefer the away team in that instance, lads.
Well, I normally would prefer the away team, but I'd also prefer the underdog, and Almere, they're not big favourites. They were evens for the win. Dordrecht were 2-1, so they're not huge favourites. But yeah, so I'd if the away team is the underdog, I definitely would. That's who you're hoping to score. But it's between, when the home team is the underdog, do you hope for the underdog to score first or the away team to score first? Given it's it's tight enough, like I said, Almere were just evens to win. They weren't odds on. So yeah, probably better that they scored all right. There's actually a ton of goals in the Dutch division already. There's 8 games on and 6 of them have first half goals already, but there's 4, 6, 8, 10 goals across 8 games in the opening 35 minutes. So they're banging them in already tonight. I'll be keeping an eye for that for some in-play betting. But yeah, that's my bet of the treble anyway, so hopefully
what Slats touched on there, we have a treble on tonight. It's available on SportsRunDown.com earlier in the week, so we'll just show that on the screen now for anyone who hasn't seen it. We have a website that we're involved with, SportsRunDown.com, and we put up the live action ACCA there every Wednesday or Thursday, which is 3 games from a Friday night that the 3 of us have backed to tip from each of us. So Slats described there, we put a tenner on it, and we £225 if the bet lands, and we'll give that to one of the top commenters across the 3 platforms. So that's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Not necessarily the most comments, but just the most engaged throughout the show. So Slats has talked us through his bet there because it kicked off a bit early. The second bet in that is actually mine. So it's from Belgium. We've had a lot of Belgian bets on the show recently. The lower Friday night game there. Tonight at Charleroi, who we sort of mentioned might win the game last week, and they did. They're home to Seraing, who are basically in free fall at the minute in the in the Belgian First Division A. We actually mentioned at the start of the season that they kind of flattered to deceive. They picked up a few wins, but their defense is so poor that it was going to let them down. And now they've conceded 50 goals in 25 games. It's just, so they concede 2 goals a game. They're just awful at the back. Charleroi won this game 3-1 the first time they played in Liège back in October. And I think that they're going to hammer them again here tonight. I was tempted by Charleroi on both teams to score, but I'm just not entirely sure that Seraing will actually score. So Charleroi on over 2.5 goals. It's a little on the low side for that kind of a bet. It's 6-4, but I could see it being 3-0, 3-1, 2-1, something like that. So it seems like a good price. The 8-11 for the home win is actually pretty decent as well for anyone who's a little bit more conservative, but I opted for the odds in this one. I think Charleroi had a bit of a wobble there around Christmas. I think they were winless in their first 4 games back, but as we said last week, they look to be getting back together. They won last week, a kind of a very open game, even though it only finished 1-0, and I'd expect a similar kind of game tonight. So yeah, Charleroi on over 2.5 at 6-4 is the second leg of that treble.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Almere have just gone up 2-0, by the way, so that's
nice.
all we're waiting on in that game is Dordrecht to score, which isn't bad considering we're only 38 minutes into it, so we've plenty of time for a Dordrecht goal.
Nice.
That's a quality start.
Yeah. And we see there's often late goals in that division as well, so great for it to start a bit slow and then come back to life. Usually it starts a bit slow and comes back to life, so great for it to,
not have to rely on that. There should be plenty of chances in the second half too, and Dordrecht have had a few chances as well. They've had 3 shots, one of them on target. So they look as if they are in the game. I suppose the only kind of worry would be if Almere scored another goal or two, that it might just kind of kill the game, kill Dordrecht's kind of hopes and that.
Hopes and dreams.
So hopefully the next goal is Dordrecht, basically.
That's it in then. It'll be a lovely early, first half in straight away kind of. It would be fantastic.
My bets do tend to be the earlier ones. Obviously when I bet in the Dutch league, it always kicks off at 7 p.m. So it's that kind of double-edged sword where it's great if you get the first bet up, it's in early, and you get the ball rolling on the treble. But then also if it doesn't come off, and as we saw 2 weeks ago when both of your bets came in after a missed penalty, let my one down.
Painful.
It's just gutting for the if the treble's dead early enough in the night. But hopefully
there's no worse than that. Or if if one leg is 2 or 3-0 down and you needed the opposite team to win, it's just a nightmare.
You just know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and that'll bring us on into the third leg of the treble we have tonight. So round out our 21-1 treble that we're giving away. Gary, you're on fire lately with these EFL picks. So do you want to talk us through your bet here tonight?
So just boast a little bit before we start that I've gone 9-4, 11-2, and 7-2 on the last 3 weeks. So hoping to go 4 in a row with this week's bet. It's a 7-2 shot again. So Birmingham City are playing Sheffield United. Sheffield United are just a far better team than Birmingham. I think they're going to win. They're priced up at even money to win, but I do think that there'll be both teams will score in this game as well. So in the last 5 of Birmingham's games, both teams have scored in all of those last 5 games. They were 2-0 up against Derby in the 87th minute last Sunday, and threw that away and ended up drawing 2-2. So I said I can see Birmingham getting a score sheet because they do score quite a lot of goals, but they also concede a lot. And as I said, Sheffield United are a far better team. They're they're still in contention for a playoff spot, so the 6th or kind of last playoff spot they're still in contention for. So I can see them having more of a carrot here. Birmingham are in no man's land. They're not in danger of getting relegated. Can't get promoted. There's also a fan protest. I didn't mention that in the article, but there's a fan protest on tonight at St Andrews. So the fans are doing something. I think it's they're giving out that the chairman or chairperson doesn't recognize the fans or doesn't give them any input. So they're wearing those all white face masks, So a lot of the fans are wearing them as kind of being faceless or whatever. And that can never help the team when there's fan protests. I've been at many a West Ham match where there's been discontent in the crowd, and it doesn't help the players on the pitch. So I said I think Sheffield United will get the win. I think that Birmingham will get in the score sheet. So 2-1 or 3-1 victory to Sheffield United would be my prediction. But for the bet, we've gone with Sheffield United to win and both teams to score at 7-2.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. I'll just quickly recap that because we have a comment in from our from James Noble on Facebook, becoming a regular. James, love to see you back. So Gary's just talked to his bit there. He's gone with Sheffield to win and both teams to score. Sheffield United to win, both teams to score. Slats has gone over 2.5 and both teams to score in the Almere City Dordrecht game in the Netherlands, second division, Eerste Divisie. That's 2-0 already, though, so you're a little bit late to that one. And my own bet is Charleroi to win in Belgium and over 2.5 goals in Charleroi Seraing in the Belgian First Division A, and that kicked off in about 2 minutes. So that's the 3 bets we have there. That's about 21-1. So if you don't want to jump on Slats' bet now, the 2 of the 3 goals are in. So yeah, stick around for the show, and you've got a good chance of getting the €225 we have on offer tonight if that bet lands.
Just looking at my bet, it's still 8-11 for both teams to score, which is obviously what we need now. If Dordrecht score, we have the over 2.5 as well. But 8-11 isn't a bad replacement. I think in our treble it's 5-6. So if anyone was looking to get on that, you're still not bad odds. 8-11 for both teams to score when it's already Almere.
Yep, no, good point there, Slats. So not a huge change in, I suppose, because what is it now? 40 minutes in, nearly half time.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. Yeah, those 2 games we're looking at now haven't kicked off yet. They're 8 o'clock kickoffs. Few big games at 8 o'clock. We've got La Liga. We've got the FA Cup. Not sure if you're going to be watching that one tonight, Gary. United against Middlesbrough.
Yeah, I definitely will. I was actually just picking out my bet builder here for it. See, United have gone with a fairly experienced squads, our first team out. So Ronaldo leading the line, Rashford, Fernandes, Sancho's in behind them. So Pogba starting for the first time in a long time. So they've gone fairly strong. So I think it'll be a decent game. I said I'm just picking out my bet builder at the moment. I'll let you know what I come up with. There's still kind of 15, 16 minutes until it kicks off. So plenty of time to go through it and call out. Yeah,
I see you're back, James. You got a question there. SDC to win and over 2.5. I'm not sure what SDC is. If that's at me in the Charleroi game, I've got Charleroi to win. I'm not really sure what SDC could stand for there. So Slats or Gary, if you have any thoughts on SDC, or else James, just drop us another comment. Let us know what your...
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell for me now looking at the fixtures. So
I'm slow at the best of times, so even if it was...
Might need a bit of help with that one.
Yeah, MANU. No, I don't know who that is. So do you have your bet builder, Gary? I might tail you on that one or trail you on that one even and get on a bet builder. I haven't had one in a while. I still can't wrap my head around the new Bet365 bet builder thing, so I'm just using Betfair at the minute now. I just can't get them to double up or triple up.
Yeah, I always use Betfair. I just think it's the slickest bet builder functionality. So I haven't got it put on yet, but I kind of know what I'm doing. So Rashford, 2 shots on target looks like a bit of value. I think he's around kind of the 6-4 mark. I'm just looking up what Tavernier, so Marcus Tavernier, he's playing in midfield for Middlesbrough. I'm going to look up what he is for a booking. And then I might throw in an all corners bet as well to liven things up a bit. But I'll let you know when I have it confirmed and fully priced up.
Yeah, James, you're back. Yeah, I've got it's Sporting Charleroi. Charleroi to win and over 2.5 is the bet there. Again, if you're a little bit on the conservative side, they're 8-11 to win, or they certainly were yesterday. Let me check what they are at the minute. 4-7, so they've come in a bit, but they're still a good price to win. I just don't see how Seraing trouble them here tonight. They're just terrible at the back. So that one there, or over 1.5 was evens, over 2.5 6-4, including the win in both of those. I was tempted by Charleroi and both teams to score, but I'm just not 100% sure that Charleroi will concede here. So just gone with the goals in total and leave a little bit of that juice behind. So that's it. That was it. Nearly just kicked off here. So let me get it on. not a huge amount happening so far. They must still have some sort of COVID restrictions on in Belgium, because the stadiums are always quite empty the last couple of Fridays. I'm not sure when they brought those back.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Like, I mean, I thought that, considering that, you know, UK is back to, I never really went into another lockdown. So you've been out to attend Premier League matches all season, really. So it's mad that, you know, you can. I think France is kind of 50% capacity, and then the other European leagues just don't seem to go back at all.
Yeah, strange. I mean, I'm not sure you saw the Glasgow Celtic Rangers game during the week. Like, it was absolutely jammed for it, you know. And then there's these other games with fairly reduced capacities, but that's the way it is. Just another.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to just confirm my bet builder. So I did go with Rashford in the end. So Rashford was 7-5. So I've gone with Rashford 2 shots on target. Marcus Tavernier for Middlesbrough to be booked. I think he was 7-2, and then over 10.5 corners. So that treble pays 26-1. So gone with that. I think it has a decent chance. Like, Rashford should get chances in the game. Tavernier, he's gonna have, you know, like Sancho, Pogba, etc. run at him. So likely to get in the book, and then the corner is a little bit of a lottery. But as everyone who watches this show knows, I'm quite a fan of backing the corners bet. So throwing that in as a wild card.
A nice kicker there at the end. Yeah, I like that. There's another game, by the way, so anyone who's watched the last couple of weeks will have seen we've had our friend and esteemed colleague PK on, and he's a big interest in Spanish football, and he texted me on a bet here for tonight. It's Burgos against Alcorcon in the Segunda División, and Burgos are home, and they were 19-20 during the week. They've drifted out to evens. He thinks this is actually a potential handicap bet here, Burgos -1. He thinks that they're the best home teams in the country against one of the worst away teams in the country, and he expects a fairly comfortable home win there. So I'm gonna get on Burgos in the next couple of minutes. Point put an ACA on tonight, including those, and that's a big bet for him in his own words. And then another angle from the Spanish second division is Ibiza are away to Almeria, and Ibiza actually have a surprisingly good away record. All the island teams do in that Spanish second division. They're 4-1 tonight, and obviously it's a bit of a long shot, but he thinks there's a bit of value in that. But the main bet there, anyways, Burgos at home. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff, you know, GMT, and I'll be getting on that for sure.
I just know I'm gonna have is it the Venga boys we're going to Ibiza?
Yeah, the Venga boys. Or the Venga boys.
All evening, like, we're going to Ibiza.
If they landed at 4-1 anyway, we'll be singing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
just kicked off here in Birmingham, so it's only 90 seconds in. But I don't think Birmingham have got a touch of the ball yet, so hopefully that continues for the next couple of minutes until Sheffield United get on top.
Yeah, a strange start here in the Belgian game. Seraing have basically had the ball the entire, you know, what are we in now, 5 minutes in? I'm not even sure if Charleroi have had the ball other than the keeper kicking it out. It's quite like last week. They started a bit cagey. I mean, maybe that awful run of results there around Christmas, you know, damaged the confidence a bit. But they're just starting slow. I mean, they haven't troubled Charleroi in any way whatsoever, but just slightly strange start here. But maybe it's one of those ones. Hopefully, Seraing will get a bit confident and then start pushing up a bit and leaves gaps in behind. You'll see it's a free out now for Seraing after one of the Charleroi strikers bundled the keeper over there. Still didn't even touch the ball, just ran into the keeper, knocked him over from a goal kick.
All right. Yeah, it's still fairly early there, so plenty of time for the match to develop, as I said.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about it at all, really. Like I said, I nearly prefer that than anything else. Who was it? But which midfielder did you take in the Tavernier? Was it or?
Yeah, Marcus Tavernier. So
yeah.
He's had 4 bookings this season in the Championship, and 2 of those have come in the last 3 games he's played. So, like 7-2 seems like a decent bet, considering the caliber of player he's going to be up against.
Sorry, I missed that one, Gary. Is that in the Birmingham game or?
No, so the FA Cup games. That's the.
Oh, sorry.
So Man United are playing Middlesbrough the FA
yeah.
Cup. So just did a bet builder there to try and spice things up. So it's Marcus Rashford to have 2 shots on target. Marcus Tavernier to be booked for Middlesbrough, and my trusty over 10.5 corners bet. So it's 26-1 if all 3 land.
I'm going to tail you on that, so.
Yep, I like the look of that. Good body.
That Dutch game is 2-0 half time.
There, slats about the bookings, like your man Tavernier is 4 bookings this season, but 2 of them have come in his last 3 championship games. So I think that's a telling stat for the 7-2 on the booking.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. God, yeah, 7-2. I mean, that feels like it's nearly worth backing, as a single, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So Rashford 2 shots on target, and cards.
You like putting the pressure on me anyway with these bet builders and tailing them. So
listen, you made a big deal about your great EFL record this year, Gary. So to live with the pressure.
I know you can't boast on one hand and then take it away with the other, I suppose.
I'm predicting a 3-0 win or something out tonight just because you've gone with the both teams to score. Just an absolute slap in the face. But you've been on a ridiculous run. Actually, you missed the 11-2. You weren't here for that stream and we were cheering it on.
No, I was here.
Oh, no, sorry. That was the night. The week after you missed it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. I was cheering it on from the slopes myself. So.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, as expected, Charleroi back into this game a bit here now. James, you're back in on Facebook. They're only 1-2 on Sky Bet. So, with those kind of leagues, I find you do see quite a difference between the different bookmakers. I'm looking at Bet365 at the minute. They're usually, them or Betfair are usually the better 2 I find for a Belgian league. Just 10 minutes gone there, not even. And,
still 0-0 LB, is it?
Yeah, I was just saying when you were gone, it was a strange start. It was all the away team. Charleroi weren't actually doing very much, but they sort of played their way back into it. I'm not too worried about that.
How would you feel about them going down 1-0, seeing as you need over 2.5 goals anyway? So
I wouldn't mind it. I mean, they could have scored 4 or 5 last week, and it was just a lot of overrunning the ball, not taking chances, taking one step too far type of thing.
Yeah.
So they certainly have goals in them, and with the absolutely atrocious defending that Seraing are now we have been putting in all season, I wouldn't be worried about that at all. Slight fear if Seraing scored that they might just sit back on it and
I guess you'd want an equaliser to come.
Yeah, here we go.
After
like they've already had 2 very dangerous chances while you were talking, Slats. Just balls across the box that the defense didn't deal with here. That Charleroi chances. So I think that I'm happy with the way this is lining up so far.
Nice one. And any action in that Birmingham game so far, Gary? It looks like Sheffield United have been on top anyway, from what I can see.
Yeah, Birmingham have struggled to really get on the ball. They've had a couple of touches, but not much. Sheffield United are dominating. They had a decent chance to keep made a decent save, tipped it over the bar for a corner. So I think the evens, but I'm not sure what it is now, but it was evens before kickoff of Sheffield United is a fairly certain bet if you're looking to have a kind of low odds ACA. I definitely throw that in. But yeah, I think the risk in the bet is going to be whether Birmingham can score. I said their track record over the last 5 games they've played, the 5 games they've scored in. Should hope they can get on the score sheet, but I think that's going to be the risk with the bet rather than the Sheffield United part.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I was saying there's like 14 goals scored in the first half of the 8 Dutch games that are on. Serious going.
And I'm not too sure what your cash outs are like, but I'm getting like an absolutely abysmal cash out on Bet365. You think that the fact that we have 2 Almere City game and then the other 2 matches have just kicked off, are 10 minutes in, that you would have some sort of positive cash out. But my cash out was like half of my stake. And obviously I'm probably not going to cash out any time in the bet, but it's just strange that it's so low considering it's had a fairly decent start.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, my bet effectively has been priced at 8-11 still. It's 8-11 for both teams to score. And that's all that's needed at this point.
I suppose.
So that's only come in at slightly, but I still agree. A negative cash out seems a bit crap considering we're definitely doing better than we were before kickoff. Like
exactly, yeah, we're trending upwards anyway. Like
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I've no intention of cashing out either. So, it'd be kind of harsh if we all cashed out and then like the tenner that we have on for a viewer, it just loses last minute then, and we're all still delighted.
Yeah.
Stakes back. Do that now.
No, we'd ride it out.
Oh, good chance here for Charleroi. Well, no. Sent it into the crowd. It's the same as last week. There's a couple of those Charleroi defenders that love to take a shot and really, really shouldn't or should do it more in training and get better at it because they just sky them pretty consistently. It's a shame that there's not a shots off target market for the Belgian league.
I bet 365 isn't even registering it as a shot, so it must have been pretty bad.
Yeah, this is relentless pressure now, really, from the home side here. Great save. Oh, really good save there by the Seraing goalkeeper. So, yeah, huge pressure coming out. Charleroi drifting at 4-6 again with Bet365. Beginning to nearly tempted to back them as a single. You were gone, Slats. I was just telling the viewers and Gary that PK was on to me during the week, and Burgos in the Spanish Segunda. They're even money for a home win tonight against. It's after escaping me who they're playing against, and
Alcorcon.
Alcorcon, yeah, and he said that basically it's one of the best home teams in the league against one of the worst away teams.
Oh, really?
No reason. Yeah, so he thinks it's in his own words, it's a big bet. So, yeah, that's even money now. So that's a good one that I'm going to be looking at that. I'm going to get on that actually. I might do a small acca here.
Yeah, maybe double it up with that Sheffield United win.
Yeah, like the Sheffield United one is an absolute certainty. I'm going to say that now. In terms of Sheffield United win, I can't see any other result.
Geez, yeah, I'm looking at the home and away tables here in the Spain Segunda, and yeah, like Burgos are sixth, but I mean, yeah, they're only like 2 points behind third. But Alcorcon are bottom. They've like 1 win and 1 draw from 13 away games, 11 losses. So yeah, geez, that's an abysmal away record. For even money for the home win, like that does seem pretty decent, all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
seeing what else I might add to that. There's no halftime value in any of the Dutch games, lads.
I don't know because most of them have had goals already. You know, like I always wonder, like, are you likely to have a kind of a quieter second half then? And
yeah,
you know, yeah, like, are any of these games 0-0? The Breda Roda match is still 0-0, but there wasn't a whole lot of chances in the first half of that, so I don't know. I would say the PSV reserves versus Helmand Sport. It's only 1-0 and there was plenty of chances in it, so I'd fancy more goals there, all right. And the Grass Chap are up 3-0, but I still think there'd be more goals in the second half of that one. They're the two that would jump out to me now. I mean, obviously, hopefully there's more goals in the Dordrecht Almere game as well, but I'm not going to double up on that, seeing as it's part of our big treble.
Yeah. So the Helmand Sport...
All your eggs in one basket.
What is it?
All the eggs in one basket. That's what Gary said. I've done that so many times myself where you're like, actually, if there's no goal here, every single bet I have on is going to fail.
Yeah.
So you're saying Helmand Sport against PSV reserves, over 2 more goals? It's even money for 2.5 in that game.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I would get on that. And then another 2 in the Telstar the Grass Chap game. I could see Telstar getting on the score sheet and the Grass Chap, if they got 3 in the first half, they're likely to get another in the second half. In fact, Can you do both teams to score in the second half of that? Mightn't be a bad shout either.
Yeah, there's definitely a market for it anyway. So.
Yeah, it's 9-4. 9-4 for both teams to score in the second half. I think I'll do that in that game, and then another 2 goals in the PSV game. Be a nice little double.
In the Birmingham game, it looked like Sheffield United should have had a penalty there. The ref hasn't given it, and there's no VAR. But I think it was Billy Sharp down the left-hand side. Cuts it. No, it wasn't Billy Sharp. I can't see who it was. But the player cuts in, gets inside 2 defenders, and definitely gets his heel clipped. The defender just touches his heel, but the striker's legs then clap or clip together, and he goes over. So, even though it was a small touch, if it hadn't happened, he was getting a shot in on goal from about 10 yards out. I think it should have been a penalty. I'd say in the Premier League it would have been given with VAR, but obviously in the Championship there's no VAR. So, unlucky for Sheffield United backers like us.
Charleroi have taken the lead 1-0. So, yeah, goal been coming. So nice to see that. And we see the replay. I was actually looking at the odds of Mayaka. Oh, that's a huge, big, high cross into the box. The defender's miles away from where he ought to be, and the winger looks to have nipped in. Great control to pull the ball down and just side foots it into the far corner past the keeper. Really nice goal. Charleroi were really troubled whoever they were playing last week. I'm after forgetting now. With those balls over the top, just kind of like nearly lobs, and straight away off to a good start here with those again tonight. Bad news on the other hand, Burgos have conceded in the 3rd minute in the Spanish second division. It just popped up across my feed there, so still plenty of time, but a loss there. James Noble, you're back. Your treble is the O'Higgins match, half-time under 1.5 goals. Bombarderos over 1.5 goals. I presume that's in total, and then Blackburn under 23s to score over 2.5. And that is 3.5 to 172. That is quite the treble. 3 very low volume markets there, but yeah, really like to look at that. 72, good start there.
The unders as well. It's not the most exciting of Friday nights, but if it lands and wins,
it was only 1 under. But yeah, if you get through the first half,
I think you said 2 unders. Sorry.
No, if you get through the first half of the O'Higgins, where is that O'Higgins? Are they in somewhere in South America? I forget where they are. If you get through the first half there. You got Bombarderos over 1.5 goals in the game, and then Blackburn under 23s to score over 2.5 at just outside 72 there. So an unusual treble, but sure hope it comes in.
We'll be cheering that on.
Yeah,
I wonder, is it worth backing Burgos now down 1-0 or?
Yeah, I thought that actually. Just when what odds are they?
3-1.
Wow.
And I don't know. Obviously they've conceded, but they've plenty of time to equalize and get a winner. I might double that up with a Sheffield United win. It sounds like they've been on top, and even money does seem good there.
Or another first half goal in that Spanish game.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad shout either, actually. Yeah.
Don't know whether you're watching the United game, but United just hit the crossbar.
No.
Probably the first minute of the game, long ball down, the keeper came out to the edge of his 18-yard box. I think he thought he was going to be outside of his box. He went to head it, messed it up. Sancho lobbed him, hit the crossbar, and then it came out. And Rashford was actually coming in on top of it, and Bruno Fernandes guided over instead. So, bad for Arbeck, because it would have been a tap in for Rashford if Fernandes had left it. Fernandes was stretching for it, whereas Rashford was coming onto the ball. But a lively enough start in that game. Middlesbrough actually playing all right as well. They've had a few, I wouldn't say decent attacks, but they're getting up the pitch anyway. So looks like it could be a decent game.
Sounds good. Yeah, you see these. This is an enormous match for Middlesbrough. Probably a much bigger match than it is for United. And you look at them what United 10-1 on. There's nearly always a bit of value go the other way, even if it's just for the other team to score, or get it to the draw or something like that. So yeah, hopefully they can stick at it.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say is that they're Chris Wilder team, and I think when he was with Sheffield United, they had that style of play with the centre halves coming out and playing as kind of wingers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're going to try and play an expansive game against United and could get picked off with the pace. But you never know.
Yep. And hopefully they can at least give up plenty of shots on target anyway. That's the main thing.
Yeah, these Dutch games have kicked off again the second half. So yeah, like we were saying, we just need that Dordrecht to score there for our treble to come in. Almere are still winning that 2-0. It's just 2 minutes into the second half now, so I'll be keeping an eye on that. And then I've a double on both teams to score in the Telstar, the Grass Chap game. Both teams to score in the second half, so it's 3-0 in the first half, but I need both of them to score in the second half and 2 more goals in the PSV Hamlin Sport game. So I'll be keeping an eye on those two as well. But yeah, plenty of goals so far in the Dutch game, so hopefully the goals will keep coming.
Yep. I was about to read out another input we got, so anyone who's familiar with SportsRunDown.com, the website where we have all these bets up, we have a Ligue 1 expert. He's got a treble up, 21-1 treble up for the French football this weekend. It's actually quite like to look at his treble. We asked him for his thoughts on the game tonight in France. It's Marseille against Angers. And a comfortable home win was the prediction. Not an official pick. It didn't go in his article, but it was the expectation. And Marseille have just conceded very early in that game. So 1-0 to Angers, and Marseille 1-0 down after about 7 minutes. So a strange one there. Marseille and Burgos, big fancies from our colleagues, and both of them conceded within the first 10 minutes. So plenty of time to get goals back, but not a great start for anyone who backed what I backed. Basically.
Oh, did you're on that as well, are you?
Yeah, I backed Marseille when Dermot sent it on. So
yeah, their last 6, they've only won 1 of their last 6 home games. Their home form seems a little off, Marseille, but Angers aren't great away from home either, and they're a good bit down the table from them. So
yeah,
you would expect a home win there, right?
Marseille. But then I don't know whether the financial problems there's a bit of financial problems there probably hanging over them as well. And a lot of players could have been unsettled by the transfer window too. I know the centre half, Coletta Carr, was linked heavily with West Ham this window. And there's a few other players kind of linked with a move away. So maybe that has them a bit disheveled or whatever.
Yeah. Definitely not what you want in January anyway, to be looking at all your players leaving. Corner here for Seraing. We've had a bit of pressure the last few minutes, Seraing. Probably for the bet now wouldn't be bad at all if they equalised. But not much happening really though. Just the corners and kind of shots from outside the box. No real threat. No real. The keeper hasn't had to make any saves. Let me put it that way.
In the United game, Ronaldo just had an overhead kick that was like, I wouldn't say tame, but it wasn't powerful either. You'd expect the keeper to save it, but Luke Shaw went down the left hand side, crossed the ball in, and it was a bicycle kick by Ronaldo. That he caught it well, but I said just to keep it, the keeper was in a good position to save it. Oh, that's Dordrecht.
Oh, sweet! I was actually just trying on the United match.
So brilliant.
That's in 50 minutes. Yeah, Dordrecht scored 2-1, so both teams to score, and over 2.5 is in there.
Class,
excellent.
That's the first leg of the treble up.
Nice winner after 50 minutes in the game. Fair play, lads.
Yeah, and not too much of a sweat.
And if anyone followed you as well,
the rest of the night.
Yeah, I can relax now.
Anyone who followed your both teams to score prediction as well earlier in the game would be, it's another 8-11 winner they would have picked up in play.
Yeah, hopefully James got on that in the comments.
Yeah, that did seem quite decent odds, 8-11 for just one team to score a goal. Like,
yeah,
home team. Yeah,
Angers has gone 2-0 up, so that is the end of that bet. To Marseille 2-0 down here.
We'll have to get on to Dermo and tell him to sort things out for tomorrow.
Well, in fairness, he didn't include that one in his article, so he obviously, didn't feel that strong about it. But Probably good to get it out of the way, and now the rest of his picks in his SportsRunDown.com article can come in.
Yeah, exactly. I can see by the comments in his WhatsApp group he's not too happy about it. So
we'll have to
it'd
reload.
be lovely now for Charleroi to get a second before half time.
Yeah, or just a second goal in that game would be lovely. Really,
either way probably wouldn't matter a whole lot. And then we could do with a bit of action in the Birmingham Sheffield United game. Anything looking likely there, Gary?
Birmingham have actually come back into it now. There was 15 to 18 minutes of Sheffield United dominance. The last 5 minutes, Birmingham have done all right. They had a throw in that they did kind of Rory the Lap style long throw into the box and caused a bit of mayhem. Crash bang wallop, as we like to call it, LB. But they've come back into it, but still Sheffield United looked more threatening going forward. I said they should have had a penalty, and they're just on the attack now as well. So I still think there'll be goals in this game. I can't see it not having goals. So I'd say even if we can just get one goal before halftime, I wouldn't even mind Birmingham going ahead before halftime, because said Sheffield United are a better team. You'd expect them to come back into it. I'm just hoping for a goal in the next 20 minutes.
PSV reserves have scored, so there's another leg of that in. So that's another goal towards your goal toward it.
Yeah, that's good. So just need any other goal there, and then still need both teams scoring in the Telstar the Grass Chap game. But good to have one goal in anyway before 60 minutes. Hopefully Telstar will get one soon now as well. Kind of liven that game up a bit.
Yeah, that'll be good. All right. I'm really annoyed now because I had that in with Marseille, so that is pretty annoying that Marseille have just 2-0 down after 12 minutes. Desperate stuff.
That's pretty.
Like there's still plenty of time for them to come back into it, you know.
Yeah, but nothing in the first 12 minutes would give me the indication that they're going to play their way back.
I know.
Yeah, no, I get your point though. It's better to be 2-0 down now than concede twice in the 70 odd
when
minutes.
When you've got Dimitri Payet in your ranks, all you need is a free kick to get back into it, you know.
Yeah.
They're only 7-2 to win, so the bookies aren't writing them off yet.
Yeah.
Burgos are still down 1-0 as well. Hopefully they can.
They've come into 12-5 from the 3-1 that you mentioned.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and it just seemed like they just went up and had an attack and a shot, and the bookies were like, "Oh, hang on, we've jumped the gun here. Let's reel it back into."
Yeah.
Because I only got on them at 12-5 after I didn't back it in time to get on them at 3-1. But
I've gone for a really, really speculative one here. So you're taking your both teams to score in the second half. Telstar the Graf Shap. I've done another 2 goals in the PSV game, which is obviously one more than you need. Burgos to come back into it, and Sheffield United to win, which is 80-1. So huge one there. So a small stake, obviously, but something to cheer on for the next little while. It's probably only half an hour, 35 minutes left in those Dutch games. So if they don't, there's not a load of goals there, then it won't last very long.
Yeah. What is it? 35 minutes left. 30 minutes left in the PSV game. So plenty of time, really.
James, you got Sheffield to win, Burgos win, and Almeria half time under 1.5 is now 8-1. That's a big price there. You love these first half unders. They are certainly an angle that I'm not familiar with, but hopefully it comes good to you. Almeria, that's the other game in the Spanish Segunda, right? They're playing Ibiza. So, I'd like to look at that.
15 minutes in, there's only been one shot off target, and it's 0-0. So,
yeah. Oh, red card to Seraing here, unless the color on my screen is a bit dodgy. It looked like an orange card, so I'm not sure if it was a yellow or a red. And I'm sure it's a penalty now to Charleroi. No, red card. Yeah, the most boulanger.
Is it a penalty?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably good. So, is it for the bet?
2-0, and the other. Hopefully, it's not. Oh no! It's just outside the box.
Heck.
Oh God! Not like a red card to Reykjavik. You know, that's a very harsh red card. There was no way the centre forward was getting that ball. Again, maybe last man kind of thing. I suppose, yeah, if it's outside the box, that double jeopardy rule doesn't apply. It was another one of those balls. It was like a lob over the top, and seems to be Charleroi approach to breaking down defenses at the minute. Yeah, geez, they're like, the ref has given it as a penalty. I'd say VAR might review this and move it out to outside the box.
Oh, really?
It's one of those ones that started outside the box, so I don't know.
By the time he landed, he was kind of in the box, is it?
Yeah, because when I glanced up, he was like 4 yards inside the box. He was nearly in line with the penalty spot. And let's see it here. He starts out
Well, it's definitely outside the box.
Yeah, definitely outside the box. But
and it's definitely a harsh red card as well. Like,
I get it, but I mean, a cynical foul. Like, I don't know where I stand. It is harsh, but
I don't even know whether it was a cynical foul or not. You could have just put his arm across him. Like, most centre halves would do that.
Marseille have got one back while we're
lovely.
waiting on VAR there. Although it's still suspended, so maybe they're reviewing it. But that'd be promising enough for your bet. That'll be if
2-1 would be a huge difference there. Yeah, we get this game on, see what happens while they assess this thing in Belgium. I'm sure it's going to move to a free outside the box. He might even take away the red. You know that?
I wonder. You'd have to
go. I don't see how you give a red for that as a referee. So.
If you think he's getting the ball, it's a red card all day. But but I don't think he was getting the ball, so I don't know how you've denied him a goal scoring opportunity. I'd say this will be a yellow and a free outside the box. Let's see.
For your bet, LB, what would you prefer, a red card or yellow? It's always tempting to
not a red card. He cancelled the red there. Lovely.
Did he?
Back to a yellow and a free outside the box. And he just gave him a second yellow. He gave a second yellow because of all his complaints. That's unbelievable. He cancelled the red card, gave him a yellow, just showed him a second yellow and sent him off.
No way.
Unbelievable. Like.
Oh my God. Unless he was already booked. I've got to check that because that's the only thing that makes sense.
He must have been already booked. Like,
I'll check this out now because I mean, he did just throw his arm across him to stop him getting the ball. The more I look at it, it's definitely a foul, definitely a yellow. Let's see if this is a second yellow.
Yeah, he was already he was booked after 22 minutes.
Oh, what? This is some gas. He's got a yellow, a red. Then the red is gone. He's got a yellow and another red. Like, his live score updates are pretty class. His face as well. He must have thought he was getting away with it scot-free. That's the worst scenario now, but not a whatchamacallit, a penalty. Boulanger has gone off.
Are you still watching that United game, Gary?
No, sorry. I flicked on to Charleroi and I'm watching Sheffield United here, who are giving me palpitations. Like, they just pinball around the box. Couldn't get a proper shot off. Every time they tried to get the shot off, it was blocked. And then the ball went to the byline. The player crossed it in and hit the crossbar, but the ref said it was already out, so gave a goal kick. But you're going to flip back onto United now. I just wanted to see that red card action in Charleroi.
I'm just complaining for a penalty here. I actually think it's a penalty. Is it? Can we see it here? No, it's the guy jumped up with his hand in the wall, but it actually hit him in the face, even though he did try to handball it. Sorry, I cut you off there, Slats.
No, you're all right. Oh shit, it's gone suspended in the United game. I was just getting on a halftime lead at evens, but it's suspended. I don't know if you're.
It's a penalty to United, I think.
Oh, flip.
Pogba looks to be taken down 2-9 to score, 3-1 to miss.
So anyone who's familiar with the stream will know that.
Oh, it's unlucky.
A very, very bad record of missing penalties on the stream here. Oh, 2-2 Marseille. Lovely. What a goal that was.
Jeez, that bet's certainly back on.
Told you, Albie. Never out of it with Timmy in your team. Oh, the United penalty here. Like, the defender just slips and falls on him. Like,
the two Marseille goals are absolutely wonderful. One was a great build-up play, but the second one was an absolute rocket. It's got to be like 35 yards drilled along the ground. Not sure who he is. Number 8, Gretzen. I'm not sure who he is for Marseille. Yeah, that Marseille seems to be like a little bit of an Arsenal B team with Kolasinac and Guendouzi over there. That is a great goal. God, I love that stadium as well, the Hippodrome. Rocking there tonight.
Is that? Did we watch a rugby match in that stadium before?
Yeah, we watched the way the semi-finals can't be in your own stadium. So Toulon are close to Marseille, went up there. And, it's a great stadium.
Yeah. Good stadium, all right.
Yeah. Although very different vibe watching Munster Toulon than watching Marseille.
The Ultras.
They're intimidating
Ronaldo
bunch.
missed the penalty.
No way.
I think he might be getting to retake it.
God,
he put it wide.
Why can't I know it's hindsight, but there's been at least 10 or 15 missed penalties since we started talking about the missed penalties. We should have just put a tenner in and started rolling it, because
it was 3-1 for a miss there.
They're always 3-1 or in that range,
Every game, every league, I've never seen it anything but 3-1.
Now, in fairness, it was a penalty, but it was very unlucky. As I said, the centre half just slipped and he landed on Pogba's ankle. He didn't even mean to challenge him. So it's probably justice, given that, like I said, it wasn't a bad refereeing decision and Pogba didn't dive or anything like that, but your man just lost his footing with his studs. It's probably justice.
I'm going to do that thing that we always advise against, and I was about to back United for a halftime lead, and the penalty happened before I got on. Now, we always say that, a missed penalty is just a bad omen and you should probably avoid it, but I'm just going to hop on. It's about 6-5 now 11-10 for United. Surely Ronaldo will want to make amends for that missed penalty. He'll go up and
I'll be backing Ronaldo to get a yellow card.
I wouldn't recommend anyone to tail it, because it does tend to blow up in your face when you get on something like that.
Yeah, in good news, in this Belgian game, 10-man Seraing they're kind of going for it here. They're playing the caution to the wind, trying to play it out from the back still, trying to play their way out of trouble. They're not really just resorting to 9 men behind the ball and hoofing it forward. So it's really what we want here. Again, I'd still love them to score and equalise and then really put the pressure on Charleroi to go ahead and get the winner. But they're not sitting back, and I guess 1-0 down, it's very different than if it was 0-0.
I was about to say that, yeah. They'd be just doing everything to hold on to the draw.
Yeah.
Wasn't it all? But yeah, I suppose you'd still be pretty happy with an equaliser, because Charleroi, the better team with the extra man, should be able to go up and get a winner then.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think need a goal in Sheffield United fairly quick now. It's edging ever closer to half time,
Yeah, it's a big ask for the win and both teams to score, all coming in the second half.
Yeah. Just needs one goal no matter who it comes from. So that's, did you pull the trigger on that United bet?
Yeah.
Jeez, you won't be thanking Bruno Fernandes anyway.
I'm just throwing it on now to watch it. He
ball chipped over the back line. He was basically, now tough enough chance. He took it first time on the volley, but basically just had the keeper to beat and skied it over. It's the second time he's been in the 18-yard box on his own and skied it over. So
Burgos got one back.
They are getting plenty of chances, United, anyway, as I suppose you'd expect. And there's still over 20 minutes for them to get one of them.
Yeah, Burgos got one back. Albie, your bet must be flying. So is it?
Yeah, it's looking good. Just on that, I just noticed another comment in from James. You said it's nearly 5-1 for Burgos double chance. Surely is that half-time double chance? It looks a bit juicy to be normal double chance. Hopefully you got that on it any which way. 4.8 to 1 is huge.
Geez, that still would have been lovely for a half-time double chance.
I would have been, for sure. Now 25 minutes in, it's 1-1 now. So basically an even money team. I have them now 12-5 in that. So that's looking nice. That is looking nice. Wouldn't mind a couple of goals, Slats, in your Telstar game, or even any goal really.
Yeah.
It's always been a rule of mine. If there's 3 or 4 goals in the first half, to just leave the game alone. I should have stuck to that one.
I was kind of saying that, when I was looking at these at halftime, there were so many goals in the first half of the Dutch games that, you can definitely use that as a reason to avoid backing more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still think there's going to be goals coming in this Telstar game. They're going for it. Like they've had 10 shots, 11 shots now. They're pushing like.
Right, good stuff.
There you go, lads. Jadon Sancho.
Sweet.
Did you back Sancho for a shot, Gary?
No. I don't really like Sancho.
Oh, sorry. Did he score? Did he? Sorry,
He scored, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're up 1-0.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so it's for the half-time bet for Slats.
Nice. You just said it so calmly. I was like, there you go. Cool.
It's actually a decent little goal from him. It took a while.
Yeah, it was a nice finish after his first touch wasn't great, and it kind of brought the ball a bit away from goal, but decent finish. Probably the keeper should have saved that, though, should he?
Too much there, but could have hit him in the face on the way in.
That's awful goalkeeping.
There's Burgos 2-1 up.
Oh my God, he's unbelievable stuff. Yeah. Great stuff. So thanks, PK, for that. And James, it doesn't matter which way you put that bet on now, you're looking pretty good. Oh, sorry, you 4.8 to 1 for the treble with Burgos double chance, and 8 to 1 with them to win. So great. Hopefully, you got
the Burgos double chance anyway.
Yeah, it's absolute easy now. Easy money. So I often feel like that Burgos game when Burgos equalised now, like in the Marseille game, that they've pulled it back to even. It'd be very, very hard to see the underdog do much at that point.
Yeah,
so you've had your chance at going ahead and you've let it slip.
Absolutely, yeah. Hopefully, we won't be eating those words, but yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
sentiment.
Suspended here in the Graf Shop game. I know, gone away again. I want to watch that for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, so I've Burgos to win. Doubled with Sheffield United to win.
Nice.
That would pay. Yeah, it's paying out about 11 to 1.
Nice.
And I can cash out for 40 now on a tenner. But I have faith in Sheffield United. And yeah, like you said, I think Burgos will hold on to that lead now.
Yeah, it's a big kick in the teeth for like Alcorcon after being 1-0 up. Like what was it? 10 minutes later, you're 2-1 down.
Yeah, I got a text there from our trusty partner PK who said, "Is anyone monitoring the YouTube comments?" And I have to apologize for that. I thought there was actually no comments on YouTube, but the comment tracker box was just closed on my screen. So, Paul, you asked this question yourself. Did anyone get on the double chance in both games? Me personally, I didn't. So we'll open that to the floor. We also got a comment in earlier from Mattia. Is that a penalty for Charleroi? So it wasn't in the end. Hopefully you're still with us, Mattia. I didn't mean to ignore your question there, but I had the comment box closed and appreciate the text, PK. So did anybody else back at double chance? I'm not a real double chance backer, so probably Slats is the only potential one there.
No, I didn't get on that Marseille game at all, but I did back Burgos for the win when they were down 1-0, so pretty happy with them coming back to 2-1 now. But I have that doubled with Sheffield United to win as well. And it looks like Sheffield United haven't had a shot yet, Gary. I don't know if that's accurate.
The exact comment in from Jane.
They haven't had a shot on target, but they've had the ball in very threatening position. As I said, they had the ball a couple of minutes ago, and it was just pinging around the 6-yard box, and they couldn't get a shot on goal. Like there was blocks going in, and people were falling over the ball. It's outrageous, like.
So sometimes
the last couple of minutes.
Shots can usually be a pretty good indication of pressure, but the absence of shots doesn't necessarily mean the team is not doing anything. Sometimes it's tricky if you're not watching it.
Absolutely. Yeah, the best way to know what's going on is to be watching it. Yeah, the stats can be misleading, definitely.
God, this feels like the game should be nearly over. There's been so many goals and so much action compared to last week when we were here an hour and a half in. I think there's been one goal. Now there's been
there was nothing going on last
Looking at all these trackers I have, and it's here 3-0, 2-2, 2-1, 2-0. Oh God, great stuff.
There's 2 goals in all but one of the Dutch games already, and there's still 20 minutes left in them. I'm every week I'm tempted to back that, just accumulate over 1.5 in every 8 or 9 matches that are on in that league on a Friday night, there tends to be one that lets that bet down. If you scan back historically, there's one, maybe two that let it down, but a lot of the times you're getting 8 out of 9. So I wonder now. It's just Ajax, who I think scored pretty early. They scored after 6 minutes, and they're just sitting on that 1-0 lead. But Ajax reserves are pretty good for goals, and I'd still fancy another one there. But
it does seem to have loads of goals in the last 10 minutes. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So that's every game now over 2.5?
Over 1.5.
Over 1.5.
Yeah. 4 of them have 2 goals, and the other 4 have more than 2 goals.
Yeah, nice. Wonder what that would pay. I mean, presumably not a huge,
No, not a lot. I'd say for those 8 games, I would guess it would have only paid about 2 or 3 to 1.
Still, it's a winner there, so good value.
The in the United game, Rashford scored, but it was disallowed for offside. It was offside, but it's annoying for the bet builder.
Yeah, that is a bit annoying. Another yellow card here for Seraing. They're just still really going for this, but no goals, unfortunately.
No, but even 1-0 there at half time and 45 minutes against 10 men, I think you're comfortable enough, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like we said, if it was 0-0 or 1-1, I'd be very unhappy. Well, a 1-1 maybe is only needing 1 goal, but 0-0 I'd have given up,
Yeah.
But the way it is at the minute,
on a red card is a killer, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's half time there in the Sheffield United game, 0-0. So asking for a lot in the second half with the win on both teams to score, but an early goal probably still means has a chance. But we definitely need a goal in the first kind of 10 minutes of the second half.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the good run will be coming to an end for me.
It'd be unfortunate if myself and LB's bets come in and you haven't been on a great run.
Yeah.
It'd be annoying, like.
Yeah, but like you're saying, if there is an early goal in the second half, it could kind of kickstart the game into a bit of life and definitely could bring more goals.
Yeah, like it has been open, which is a good thing, but still, I'd rather have a goal in there, so you're just waiting on 2 than
I think it's suspended. Suspended here in Telstar. I think it could be a penalty. Certainly,
it's showing. Yeah, the grass chap on a dangerous attack, and it's suspended. So yeah, that often would indicate that it'll be a penalty for them. What you've both teams to score in the second half of that, or do you just have 2 more goals?
No, both teams to score in the second
half. Teams to score.
I don't think they've given it. No, they've.
No, it's a free out to Telstar.
Seraing had a really dangerous free kick there. They lined it up and then got everyone in the box and then just played it short. And then the guy he played it short to tried to pass it in, and then everybody's offside. So it's now a free kick out to Charleroi. Absolute amateur stuff there.
It's half time in that game now, is it? The Charleroi game.
It's gone half time. Yeah.
Marseille still 2-2. It looks like they've been on top though, even since equalising. They've had all the chances and shots.
No surprise that really is it. We expected it. The ref in this Telstar game is very, very trigger happy. He's blowing it up left, right, and centre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when you're hoping for a few late goals, it's not what you want at all.
Not to sound like a Payet fanboy, but I am a Payet fanboy. So he's not priced up on the market, like the goal scorer market, but it says on live score that he's playing. So, like, I haven't been watching. Have you been watching it, LB?
Yeah, I didn't see him now. I must say, and in any of the goal celebrations,
suspended in that game. Might be a sending off, is there?
What game is suspended?
Marseille Angers, no? It's just the player markets is suspended for some reason.
No, yeah, it's because it's a free kick to Marseille. That's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah. See, we've Anne Nolan on Facebook, so welcome back, Anne. Lovely to have you with us as always.
Thanks for joining.
This Telstar game is so bad, lads. I don't even think I can watch any more of it.
Really?
It's just like 20 seconds free, 20 seconds free, 20.
Oh, right, yeah. I thought you meant, yeah, the standard.
Well, I can't even tell what the standard is like because the ball doesn't get
yeah,
more
it's just
than
2 stops there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the killer for just like the clock just drifting by and nothing happening when it's one of those sort of games. Because I mean, there's only 11 minutes left in it. Would be needing a bit of a miracle there at this stage. Well, not quite a miracle, but just feeling a bit unlikely now.
LB, did you do anything in the Almeria Ibiza game?
No, I missed it. We got a bit sidetracked at the time, but just shouted out the potential Ibiza win at 4-1 looked very overpriced according to our Segunda expert PK.
I flicked in here. I was actually thinking about backing Almeria. I'm going against PK, but the ref has dished out loads of yellow cards. He was just standing there like, do you know that GIF where your man's at the gig and he's like putting the red and yellow card up? That's what the ref was like when I flicked on.
It's still 0-0 though, so
it's still 0-0.
That was a good shout for under 1.5 first half goals there. It'd be pretty unlucky now if that came in with 6 minutes left in the half.
Yeah. We'll have to get you, James, to send us those acas you're doing earlier in the day. We get on ourselves. I like to look at these ones. There's actually a huge crowd at this Burgos game. Like, for a second division game. Unless the stadium's not even that small, it certainly looks bigger than most of the La Liga crowd you see. Not that I watch much La Liga, but pretty good to see that.
I must take a look. There's a bit of rugby on tonight. The under-20s are playing. The under-26 nations is on. So Ireland under-20s are up 15-0 against Wales. Scotland under-20s are up 12-5 against England. And France under-20s are up 22-0 against Italy.
Not the scorelines you'd want to see if we were back in the underdogs against the spread tomorrow.
No. Well, Scotland beating England.
Yeah.
England are still favourites for that. Well, yeah, they're minus 0.5 handicap at 5-6, like 7 points down. But yeah, under 20s, I wouldn't have a clue about really now what state the Scottish and English teams are. So I wouldn't be betting on it anyway.
Yeah.
I think there might be a penalty in the Almeria game.
Which way?
Oh, it's suspended anyway, yeah.
To Almeria. Look like handball on the bottom. No, the ref looks to be playing on. He's playing on. It looked like it should have been a penalty to Almeria. So the ball kind of came into the box. There's a bit of a scramble. The player took a shot and it hit off a guy's hand on the way in. Now it wasn't intentional, but his hand wasn't like down by his side. It was kind of outside his body. So I'm surprised it wasn't given, but it's back now. It wasn't given.
All right. I presume there's no VAR down there.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
We got another one of those weird comments in on YouTube. No idea what that's about. So
I think that anywhere where you see a dot is some sort of bug. If you click on it, you copy it or whatever. I think it's a bug I read before. So anybody listening in or watching in, don't actually. I think I can delete them here. So
I've just done it there. Yeah. Cool. Now they're gone.
Are you still watching that Telstar game, LB?
Yeah.
Like it keeps going. Well, I mean, 2 or 3 times there it went suspended and.
I was actually thinking that. I didn't want to say because I'm going to sound like sour grapes, but I don't think I've seen a game go suspended more than this. It's just going every couple of seconds, but it's just like crap tackles and fouls, and it's just
right.
Yeah.
So whoever's on the controller there at Betry's be just panicking a bit.
Yeah, he's probably covering somebody else's shift and just hears the whistle and just suspends it and then looks up and it's just another dodgy foul in the middle of nowhere. Even the thing the linesman has to put up the substitution numbers is even not working properly, and it's flashing, give you an epileptic fit. So just kind of sums up this game, really.
Did you see the thing the other day where the linesman's, I don't know whether like the boat linesmen forgot their flag or whether one of them flag broke, but they basically got a stick and wrapped the high-vis vest around it and used that as their flag. Like, you know, I just saw it. I think I saw it on Twitter or something. So I'm not too sure what league it was from, but I was laughing. It was like it's like something to be in the League of Ireland. Like,
yeah. James Noble, you just need Sheffield to win for your 5-1. Yeah, great stuff there. You've gone just Sheffield as well without the both teams to score, so that seems an awful lot easier to get. I think Gary called it the Nolan banker earlier, so it seems he's very confident about it. I mean, halftime it's nothing there really, and then we've got another comment, high CV, so I presume that's just we move on. So
yeah, but just as you were talking there and slagging off my pick, they were showing the replay of that penalty incident in the first half, and it was a definite penalty. So it's frustrating that, you know, a couple of weeks ago, Slats, your both teams to score was let down by a penalty miss.
Yeah.
Like this bet, if it ends up 1-1, could be let down by just a terrible refereeing decision. So frustrating, but still time to get the win in. And it'll be just for anybody watching. Do you want to call out we bet you win? So new viewers.
Yeah, so the we bet you win, we do it now on the Friday stream where we put a €10 bet on the treble that we advertise up on SportsRunDown.com during the week. This week, Gary has Sheffield United to win and both teams to score. I have Charleroi to win and over 2.5, so it's 1-0 Charleroi at the minute. But Seraing are down to 10 men, and it's 0-0 at half time in the championship game. And earlier, Slats had over 2.5 goals and both teams to score in the Dordrecht Almere City game, and that's so 2-1 in the first half, early in the second half. So wrapped up nice and early. So that's a winner. So we need both teams to score and Sheffield to score more in the second half in the championship, and we need 2 goals and Charleroi to hang on for the win, to continue on for the win in Belgium. So a bit to go there, really, but not completely dead either. And if that happens, it's €225, I believe, is the prize this week, and we'll give that to one of the most engaged viewers. And I think it's safe to say that James Noble on Facebook is leading the charge there. So anyone else want to throw their name in the hat there, they want to get commenting and let us know what you're betting, what you're watching, you know, any questions for us. But that's the bet that we have. And if you're ever just, you know, wondering what that bet is, head over to SportsRunDown.com Wednesday night, Thursday. You'll see the article up there with the bet and the justification. We go into much more detail there than we can here to explain the pick or the various picks. Yeah, that's it, Gary.
That Dordrecht game just went 2-2 there. I was considering going for a bit of juice in the treble and backing 2 first half goals and 2 second half goals. So like over 1.5 half time, over 3.5 full time. And it would have actually come in. But
that's an exotic market, no?
It was a bet builder market, so it might have been awkward it was on the bet builder on Bet365.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, it wasn't a market, a single market in itself. Yeah, it was a bet builder one. But it was only about...
You do see both teams to score in both halves, which is usually huge, which wouldn't have come in for you because it went 2-0 and then 2-2. But
no, it wouldn't have come in. But I've seen it all right. And I have seen it come in Dutch games as well. That Ajax game as well is 2-1 now. That would have been a nice one to get on both teams to score in the second half. I wouldn't have been that confident about AZ reserves scoring. Ajax, I think they have a reasonably good defence at home. So, but I definitely felt that there was going to be more goals coming there. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any more coming in this bloody Telstar game. There's only 2.5 minutes left.
a bit of a attacking threat here from one of them, from the graph shop, I believe. But yeah, what is it, 87.5 on the clock? It's very hard to see how very hard to see how there's a goal each at this stage.
Yeah, well, it's Telstar of a corner here, so. But yeah, I mean, it's very late.
Headed straight over the bar, goal kick.
Effectively.
Yeah.
And that United game, I'd had United backed in play for a halftime lead at evens, or at about 11-10. Just a minute of injury time being played here, and they're still up 1-0. So that's looking pretty decent.
Yeah, I see Rashford had a shot on target there as well, so decent for the bet builder.
That's good.
Well, there's only been 4 corners in the first half, so
4 corners.
Yeah. Still, like, it gives a chance.
Oh yeah, I mean, what did you do, over 10 corners, Gary, or over 10.5?
Over 10.5, so 11.
10.5. Yeah, I mean, like, that's definitely attainable.
Yeah, it'll give me an interest for the second half anyway. So
just looks like they're prepping the pitch here for the second half in the Belgian game. So I'd expect maybe another 2 minutes before it kicks off there, but they're doing the last touches before the team comes back out, or teams come back out.
What's your fancies for the weekend, lads?
Well, we were talking about the rugby. Were we talking about that before the show? I'd be tempted by the underdogs in each of the Six Nations matches this weekend. Wales plus 14 seems a big spread. They seem to be given that, like Ireland are such big favourites because Wales are missing a few players, but I also read that like Wales are only missing against their win against Australia last year, so you know what I mean. It's not like a complete unknown team either. Like, and they do have their first choice 9 and 10, I think. So, plenty.
They always overperform as well against us and in the Six Nations. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and 14 is that's a big win. I can't remember the last time Ireland would have beaten Wales by more than 14 points in the Six Nations.
Yeah. What's that, about 7-1 to travel?
Yeah, they're all about evens, so about a 7-1 treble. Yeah, the Scotland, it was Scotland plus 3, and it's gone into Scotland plus 1, and it is just hard to call that game. England are missing a few players as well, but England have plenty of depth, and Scotland, they always put in one big performance. They beat one good team almost every Six Nations. They beat England last year in Twickenham. I'm sure they'd be delighted to follow that up with a home win, but it's hard to I just don't trust Scotland enough. Like, they're too inconsistent. They definitely are capable of beating England, but they could just go out and have an awful game and get hammered too. So it's a bit of a risky one.
It's probably their biggest match though, the calendar, isn't it? England in Murrayfield.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I wouldn't.
Cup, is it?
Yeah.
Calcutta Cup. Yeah. And then Italy have 36 points in Paris against France, and I think that'll be a bit tighter. 36 is a lot. Italy, they usually put in a big performance for their first game. France tend to start slow, so it seems like a lot. But a huge French performance, they could run riot in front of a full stadium or whatever for the first time in a while. But I still think I'd be leaning toward Italy there as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they have, but I can't remember France demolishing teams like that. It's usually, they're just a bit sloppy at the start. They leave Italy in the game, and then the Italians get worn down around 60 minutes and then end up losing by 3 late tries kind of thing.
Yeah.
36 is just huge.
36 is, it is big. So, yeah, I think I'd be leaning that way, right?
Yeah, speaking of weekend bets, Gary, there's a few up on the site. So we have, our colleagues who are league experts. So I'll just put them up on the site here now. So the first one I want to look at is the Serie A. So Enzo, he's our Italian stallion, as he calls himself. He's over in Italy, and he's got he actually never tips them as trebles, but he's got 3 picks this weekend. Obviously, the Milan derby is the big one. Inter AC. I think that could be the last European football match I was at, Gary. It was certainly the last one we were at together. And there's the same fixture, Inter, the nominal home team there. So he makes a good point. They're very hard to call derby matches. Inter definitely had the edge over AC in the last few seasons. I think it's win 5, draw 2, lose 1. So it's not really worth it, put Inter odds on there. So he makes a case to basically stay away from that market. And he's picked Frank Kessie to score any time. Kessie. He's 4-1 to score any time, and I actually feel that anytime I back a Milan player to score or to have shots, they don't, and Kessie is the one who does. So he's 4-1 there, which is a huge price. So I like to look at that one. He's picked out the Sampdoria Sassuolo game as well. He's just gone for a Sassuolo win and over 2.5. I mean, Sassuolo tend to have very high scoring games, so adding in the over 2.5 boosts that to 11-5. He calls out the stat here: 91% of Sassuolo's away games this season have had over 2.5 goals. Only one game has not reached that threshold. So, if you're backing them for the win, you might as well add in the goals.
I read that earlier as well. I was like, how is that even possible?
Yeah. So, you're moving from 7-5 to 11-5 there to add in the goals, and the goals seem to be the most likely part. And then, bet here that at the PK and probably James in the comments would both approve of. It's Juve Verona, and he's gone under 2.5 goals at 11-10. Now I can never bring myself to back an under match really, unless I'm definitely not going to be watching it. So I mean, Juve, not this season and the last season they've not really been their old selves, but they were infamously kind of 1-0 kind of team for a long time. So he just makes a kind of he looks at the stats here and how many of the games have had goals, and he's just picking the contrasting styles in this game. He thinks that the more cautious approach will win out, and Juve will sort of stifle, I think is the word he uses, Verona in this one. Them being at home, but we've actually talked about this, ourselves a lot of the time. If you got two types of teams, very different styles playing each other, which one comes out on top? And I would tend to, the better team, or at least the home team, usually wins that. So he's gone the under there, outside evens for less than 3 goals, but 2 are down. So he's tipped those as singles, 11-5, 11-10, and 4-1. It's 32-1 is the treble, so I'm going to back that as a treble. Enzo never tips them as trebles, but I will. I'll do that myself because they all look very achievable, and it's a huge treble there. So that's Enzo's insights.
Did you see the thing about Vlahovic? So the Fiorentina president coming out, giving out about him, saying that he was trying to do an Mbappe and run down his contract and leave for free. They were turning down offers from Arsenal and a few other Premier League teams.
Yeah, I did read about that, and there's a lot of that kind of stuff. I mean, I feel like every second year you hear some case of Juve doing that, or maybe very fortunately ended up on the right side of those type of issues. And maybe Enzo actually we were talking about this a while ago, and he said that Vlahovic he's a lifelong Juve fan. So it seems, logical that, conversations behind the scenes, listen, just let it run down. And, every million we don't have to pay them, we'll pay you in wages. And he gets a much bigger contract. And, Juve had a fantastic January. If you look at it, like they got rid of a few huge wages. Ramsey's gone, Bentancur and the other guy who've gone to Tottenham. And I think, they've been very, very smart business. They're players that they don't really need, that they pay a lot of money to have. And they've moved them on. I don't think it's a huge, certainly not the 2 Spurs got. I don't think it's going to be a big benefit to them. Ramsey, if he can get his old form back, maybe has some use to Rangers, but it's question marks there. And then Juve bring in probably the most informed striker, one of the most informed strikers in Europe, and get him in at on a low fee. So a great January window for them.
Who's that they brought in?
the Fiorentina centre forward, Vlahovic is his name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like 38 goals in 45 games or something like that. Was it something outrageous anyway? So
yeah. So I mean, he's obviously they're harming Fiorentina and boosting themselves, and because they got him on such a low fee, they you know what I mean. It's a great bit of business there. He's only 22 as well, so I mean that's a huge amount of goals to have from someone that young.
Jeez, yeah, that's some going.
He's big, like I think he's about 6'3.5" or something like that. Like he's a big target man, but he's quite nimble. Serbian fellas. I mean, a lot of Serbian players coming to the fore at the minute, so it's a great bit of business for Juve. And you know, didn't they one of their ex behind the scenes employees go to Spurs last year, and then just brought in two surplus to requirements guys and get them off the book. So very well played. So yeah, good move for them. And I think I kind of, you read these things. Oh, I'm a lifelong fan. You think, oh, that's just a load of trope, but it actually seems like Vlahovic is or has been a fan of Juve for a long time. So everyone has won in that, and except for Fiorentina. You don't want the players to be trapped like they might have been back in the 80s and 90s, but at the same time, some parts of that player power is just a bit too much.
Yeah, it's definitely taken over player power. Like.
Yeah.
And I did hear you. Sorry, I stepped away to get a beer there, but I heard you saying about the Milan derby. It's mad that it's nearly exactly 2 years. I think it was.
Yeah.
Was it next week maybe? So I think it's like a week in the difference of it being 2 years from when we went to Milan together. So yeah, that was a class day out.
Not realizing that Milan was a hotspot for COVID at the time and hugging strangers all over that stadium.
Yeah. Blaming on Lukaku.
Yeah. It was a great old experience. So
it's about 2 years as well that I was over with you in London, Six Nations 2020 rather, Ireland versus England. That was just before.
In the space of 3 weeks, we went to Milan for that game. I visited a mate that we all know, Lee, who was on the stream a few times in Gdansk, and then you came over to London for the rugby, and then didn't leave my house then for like the next 8 months. So, yeah. 52 minutes gone in the Belgian game. Not a huge amount to write home about here. Seraing still going for it, which is nice to see, but Charleroi having really the best of the chances, but need 2 goals here, so nothing of note yet.
It looks like Sheffield United have had a couple of chances there as well, Gary, in the early stages of that second half.
Yeah, it's been a very lively start to the second half. A couple of bookings given out. There was a bit of handbags from a few players, but yeah, Sheffield United are on top. They would have had a penalty, but for offside, and they've had a couple of shots that have been deflected out for corners and stuff. So 8 minutes of dominance since we started back, but still haven't got on the score sheet. And they missed a glorious chance there a minute ago. So I'm hoping it's not going to be just one of those nights where, they dominate and just can't get the ball in the net. But still plenty of time left for the Sheffield United win part.
Did anyone from Middlesbrough get shots on target? No, check the stats here.
Not that I saw, but
I don't think the Bet365 is just showing they had 1 shot off target in the first half.
Okay, so I was actually we need to just do a second half Aki here across a few ones. Yeah, and it's just player shots on target. With that guy following Balogun, he was, I'm not sure if he's on loan from Arsenal or if he's actually moved on from Arsenal to there. And he's down for over 0.5, but you can't back it with Bet365. I saw before he was 4-1 for 2 shots on target and even money for 1 before kickoff, but he's kind of there. He's under 2 forward, so it seemed like a good price. But I wasn't sure if he'd actually had it on or off yet. It looks like it's been off. But who stands out to you, Gary, for a bit of action in the second half in that game, either to have shots or even score?
In the United game?
Yeah.
I'll be looking at Pogba because he's been well in it. He won the United penalty. So I don't know. I'll actually just check it here and see what he is. He's 7-5 for 1 and 8-1 for 2. I think both of those are value. Now he might get dragged because it's his first game in a while. But I said he won the penalty for them. So that looks
He's-
like a
He's on a yellow card as well, which he got a yellow card just before halftime, so that might
maybe
be
he might
another
have been
reason to
dragged.
drag him. Yeah.
Who's your second choice, Peter and Gary?
There doesn't
Well,
look like. I mean, Sancho is evens to have another shot. He scored already. Looks like Ronaldo was taken off, was he? Oh, no,
I'm
sorry,
not
he
seeing.
wasn't. Sorry, he's had 3 shots on target already, so he's 1-4 for another one. Sorry, he's down there. Yeah, I'd say probably Sancho to get a second, or Pogba. The two of those would be it. There probably is, like on the Middlesbrough side, someone like Johnny Howson. So he's a midfielder who would have the odd long shot from distance. So he's 9-2 for 1 shot on target. I think Howson might take free kicks as well. And he's an ex-Leeds player and probably would like to score against United. So I'd probably go for him out of the Middlesbrough players.
Nice.
I didn't realize Pogba had been carded now.
It was just the 42nd minute. Bet365 is showing. So yeah, just a little bit before halftime.
Yeah, the Sheffield United game is just end to end now as well. It's actually a really good game for a 0-0. It's a really, really good game. I'm just surprised there hasn't been any goals and so far.
The Burgos and Marseille games are just after kicking off again in the second half. Burgos stood up 2-1 and Marseille 2-2. Both of them haven't been behind early in those games.
Nice, yeah.
So yeah, assuming Burgos hold on to that, I just need Sheffield United to get a winner. And
what odds was that, Slats?
11-1.
Oh, that was that one. Oh, nice. Yeah, the red card in Belgium is having the effect that I usually fear that it has. So this game is just turning into a load of crap, really. So I think unless Seraing can pull one back relatively soon, I think we're going to be in trouble there.
Charleroi are kind of happy enough just sitting on that 1-goal lead, are they?
They're just sloppy. They're not really trying very hard. It's kind of like what we said, and then they were ahead last week. They looked the same as well. Like they just weren't really, the kind of killer instinct wasn't there. Yeah, that's the problem there now.
It's only 4-6 for there to be 2 more goals in the United game, but they just had such a number of chances in the first half. I could see them definitely getting another 2. What I might do is back home team goals. I might see it might be maybe closer to evens than if for United to score 2 more goals.
Yeah,
I think they could run right in the second half. It's not always a market that's available, home team goals, but I'm just going to take a look for that now. Oh yeah, it's here, all right. United over 2.5 is 2.14, so just about 11-10. I'm going to hop on that.
Yeah, I'm going to hang on and hope that my bet builder gets back into it in the United game. Oh, I think Birmingham should have had a penalty there. There should have been 3 or 4 penalties in this game.
yeah.
Ball. The ref hasn't given any of them, so at least he's being consistent, but it definitely looked like a handball.
Consistently poor.
I'm looking at this Almeria game, and it's like 1-3 for a goal and 13-8 for 2. Just at the start of the second half. Seems like a wild jump there. 7 shots for the home team, all off target. No other shots in the game.
Yeah, it'd be a hard one to justify back in
anything.
Anything, yeah. But 2 goals, yeah. I don't think I'll be going near it.
The Burgos game. Very, very shoddy there. 5 shots on, 7 off. Not going to back anything there. Maybe a late goal in the German game. Oh, geez, yeah. 13 shots to 7. Hertha Berlin at home to Bochum. Not sure how you pronounce that in German. 11 to 8 for another goal. I might actually back that. 15 minutes. I feel like there's probably not many 1-1s in the Bundesliga.
No, but my bet has opened up anyway. Not really the way we wanted it for the Sheffield United part, but Birmingham have gone 1-0 up. So again, Sheffield United were dominating. Actually, to be fair to Birmingham, they should have had a penalty a couple of minutes ago, as I said. And then they got the ball in the counter-attack. Looked like a decent finish. Could have took a deflection. The striker kind of cut inside on his right foot. I think it's Lyle Taylor, maybe. But yeah, good finish, it looked like. And that opens up. So there's half an hour for Sheffield United to get back in and win it. So the bet isn't dead. Actually, really good play. I don't know who that was in the right wing. And actually, a good finish. I thought it might have taken a deflection initially, but it didn't. He just kind of threaded through the defender's legs into the corner. So
I was about to back over 2.5 in the United game, Marseille to get a winner, another goal in the Bundesliga game, and then Sheffield to win. And I was like, and then the odds, you know the way when it doesn't really show you so clearly in Bet365 when something has changed.
Scored, it's like, what has happened? Like,
I was just like, oh, class, this is a huge payout. And then I was like, oh no, 17-2 here for Sheffield. I've actually changed that now. So I've done the same bet that I just called out, but instead of that, I've just put in another goal in that Birmingham game. It's 4-6, on the assumption that Sheffield are going to start, chasing this.
And you fancy another goal in the German game, do you? There's only 10 minutes left there.
Yeah, 12 and a bit. Yeah.
Sheffield United.
Oh, no way.
Class. You were pulling this from.
That's unbelievable.
Back from the dead.
Back from the dead, yeah.
It's like that time the Undertaker sitting up in the ring. Like.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So your bet has gone from absolutely hopeless to basically nearly in the bag at this stage.
Yeah, well, I'd actually written it off there with all the penalties that weren't being given and things like that. I was like, it's just not my night. But now it's very much on. So 25 minutes left for Sheffield United to get the winner. And the mad thing is, like, Birmingham were on a really good attack just before the goal. Probably should have gone 2-0 ahead. And then Sheffield United go down the other end and score. So, yeah, bets looking good. If we can get a goal in the Charleroi game, we're looking fairly good for this Hackett.
My worry is the red card has just nipped that. It's just killed it. It's as it so often does. James, I didn't see your comment there, but good analysis, guys. I think there'll be a goal in the Sheffield game. Question. Well, there's 2 of them there for you now, so back to 1-1. Yeah, that was a wild couple of minutes there in the championship. So,
and it was Billy Sharp as well. So I don't know whether you know Billy Sharp or not, but he's kind of like a little bit of a journeyman. But he's a Sheffield United fan. He moved around a couple of different clubs, but he's back at Sheffield United now. And he's one of those players that, like, if you're a Sheffield United fan, you love him, and if you're any other team in the championship, you hate him, kind of. So he got booked just at the start of the second half for a little bit of handbags, and all the Birmingham fans were giving him absolute abuse. And then he scores the equaliser down the end where the away fans are, so they've just gone absolutely mental. He had a really good celebration as well. So love to see that kind of sting in the tail of games or whatever, where it's just that bit of rivalry.
Yeah. We're questioning on YouTube from Toxic Shot, 2-0 Charleroi. So that's a question. It's not 2-0 Charleroi yet, and I'm not so sure that it will go to 2-0. It's getting very scrappy. The percentage for over 1.5. Yeah, it's beginning to feel very much like last week's result, or last week's game. It's 2-5. So for the shot for the another goal there for over 1.5 goals, the odds are 2-5 or 1.4 in decimal. So the bookies think there's a pretty good chance that there's going to be another goal. I don't know. We see if they do score one, great. I mean, like you said, there's 25 minutes left. They have a corner here now, so no one my luck, they'll probably score as I'm talking about them not scoring, but it's just gone a bit sloppy. PK, if Seraing could somehow score, it would be great. Damn the red card, yeah, exactly. If they pull one back, I could definitely see it going 2-1. Charleroi just seem to always just do enough lately. So yeah, but as it stands, 1-0.
Red cards, like even though it's the away underdog having a player sent off, like it doesn't mean that Charleroi are going to run riot and win like 5 or 6-0. Like you'd kind of would expect it to. It happens less often than you would think. Like,
yeah,
it's such a sickener seeing a red card in the game.
There's
any
a
bet
penalty in the Almeria game, I think.
There's what? Sorry,
to Almere. I think there's a penalty to Almeria in the Almeria Ibiza game.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
looked very soft from what I saw. It's kind of the keeper brushed off the defenders.
Have you anything backed in that game?
I did a treble of Sheffield United, Almeria, and Dimitri Payet to score. And it hasn't really changed odds, but hopefully if Almeria score, then it'll be on. It's actually both games were suspended at the same time. Payet had a free kick and Almeria had the penalty. But Payet messed up the free kick, so. I won't get too excited about the penalty just yet.
No.
It's taking ages for it to get sorted out. Like,
are you watching it there, Gary?
Yeah, I'm watching it. Yeah, like I mean, I say that there's 5 minutes between when the penalty was awarded and taken, but actually a really, really good penalty.
Nice.
Like, just sauntered up to the ball and passed it into the bottom corner. So, really good penalty from. He looks very young as well. To have that confidence, I know it's like Spanish second division, but to have the confidence to kind of just saunter up and stroke into the net like that, for such a young player is pretty good.
Yeah, true. Anyone watching the United game? How the goals looking there 10 minutes into the second half?
No, they haven't had a shot on target yet. I backed United to score 2 goals in the second half, so I was hoping they'd, be pressing, putting the same sort of pressure. Like they had 14 shots in the first half, 6 of them I think on target, and they've only had 2 shots off target in the opening 10 minutes of the second half. So, yeah, I mean, it is only 10 minutes in, so there is plenty of time. I guess Middlesbrough are going to have to push for it at some stage, so I'm hoping that United will hit them on a few counter-attacks and get those 2 goals. But yeah, no sign of them yet anyway.
Unfortunate, James, you said Almeria to miss, and the praying hands looks like you've got. I thought your Almeria bet was just for the first half under 1.5 goals. So I thought that was in the bag, but maybe I misunderstood. Or
maybe he pulled the trigger on the PK Ibiza.
Oh, yeah. But let us know, James, what your bet there is, where you obviously they have scored. But yeah.
I actually still can't get the Venga boys out of my head, like, since we've mentioned Ibiza. But
the home crowd here are really shouting on Charleroi, trying to get them to do a bit more. 20 minutes though, it's starting to feel unlikely.
2 more goals.
Yeah. But there's still time. A goal in the next 10 minutes, and at least we're going to get a shout out of bet, which is what you want.
Yeah.
10 minutes ago we were dead in the water because it was 0-0 in the Birmingham.
I was just going to say, we saw how quickly 2 goals can come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully to get one soon, and we've a bit of a sweat on this bet.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
How have Sheffield United been looking since equalising, Gary? Who would you be, did they look like they're going to kick on and win it, or could it go either way?
So it could probably still go either way. I wouldn't be saying lump on Sheffield United, but what I will say is that they're back to dominating the possession. So
Right.
Sheffield United are having all the possession, most of it in Birmingham's half, but Birmingham have looked threatening on the counter attack. So I don't think I'll be ploughing into Sheffield United just yet, because the stats probably see. I haven't got the stats in front of me, but they've been creating a lot of chances, but they haven't really got shots on target or whatever. They're basically
2 shots on
target, but they haven't really been making them into clear cut chances. You know what I mean? So,
they've only had 2 shots, Gary.
Huh?
They've only had 2 shots on target.
Yeah, that's. But if you watch the game, they've looked more threatening than that. It's just that every shot they've tried to take has been blocked or whatever. So, I'll probably give it 5 more minutes, see how the game develops, and then start looking at the prices of a late goal.
Mm-hmm.
Again, wary of putting all my eggs in a Sheffield United basket. So
yeah, it's fair enough.
Ireland under 20s are giving Wales a bit of a hammering, 34-0 there after 50 minutes. That's a serious hiding.
Yeah, hopefully it's how the game goes tomorrow.
Yeah, an indication of the senior game.
Yeah.
There's actually so much sport on tomorrow. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have 5 TVs and still not watch all that you want to watch.
Yeah, Burgos just scored 3-1 there, so great shout from PK. It was evens at kickoff, and then they went down 1-0, and they were briefly available at 3-1, and now that's in the bag, 3-1.
Yeah,
1-66 to hold on to that lead.
That's hard to see it not going their way now. All right. Does 3-1 count as the Bet365 early payout, the way 2-0 does?
It does, yeah. 1 to 2 goals.
Nice. Great stuff, PK. So we chalk that up as a winner for you, at least a Bet365 winner.
Sheffield might have a decent enough kick here.
Very decent.
Very, very, very decent. Go on.
2-1.
Excellent.
Yeah. So it's all on these Belgians now to save the day.
Lads, if they can hold on, I'd be absolutely chuffed with this.
Yeah, for sure.
That's looking good for my Burgos Sheffield United double, at least, if even if the Belgium game doesn't come in for our treble.
Yeah, true.
So I'll be happy enough with that. God, what would you do what would you give for a Seraing goal here now, and just
don't talk to me about
push Charleroi to have to go for a winner? You definitely would see that happening. You know what I mean? If Seraing did manage to nick a goal, you'd see Charleroi going back up and scoring one when they need to. It's just that I don't know, is it just that they're happy enough sitting on...
No, but they must be attacking because they've had 7 corners.
They're just sloppy. That's what they're doing. I was watching it, and they're just... they're getting chances, and then your man is just kind of swinging a foot at it. It's like they know they're unlikely to lose. They're very lucky. Crap cross into the box, was going out for a goal kick, and for some reason the centre back just jumped up unmarked and just headed it out for a corner. So it's a corner here. Not sure if they will. They're going to play it short for some annoying reason. But yeah, they'll need to concede really for this bet to come back in. It's annoying now. 2 weeks in a row with Charleroi. I've called out 2 bets and backed the wrong one straight into the keeper's arms.
We're not giving up hope yet anyway. It'll be
no, I mean, not at all. Not after the 3-4 minutes we had in the Sheffield game. Got suspended in the United match.
United second goal looks offside, but I'll take it anyway.
No complaints there.
Lee Bowyer is going absolutely mental. The Birmingham manager is going mental on the sideline.
about the offside?
Yeah, like I mean, he was clearly offside. So, and it was on the linesman's side as well. So like, you know, when it's the nearest player to the linesman, they should be giving it. But it was, oh fuck, I actually think there's 2 offsides. So like the ball was played over the top from like midfield to the striker. I think the striker was offside. And then that striker laid the ball on to the right winger who was offside for the goal line. Middlesbrough scored. Middlesbrough scored, but if there's VAR, it's going to get disallowed.
Is there VAR in the FA Cup?
I think there is in Premiership grounds. I think
really?
That, like,
God, that's
in certain grounds there isn't, which is absolutely ridiculous. But it looked like a handball. Who scored? Crooks, his name, and I name if he gets away with it. But there looked to be a handball in the build up to it. So the ball gets crossing from the right hand side to so the left winger takes a touch.
Yeah, definitely seemed to
foot onto his hand.
It just tips off his hand. Yeah,
so there's VAR. It'll be called like ruled out, but they made some celebration out of it anyway.
On my feed here, it's gone back to 1-0.
Yeah, it's still suspended on Betfair, which would suggest that they're going to be having a look at it.
Yeah, they're VAR in it now, so we'll get disallowed. But that's it actually corrupts the competition. You know, like you either have VAR and everything, or you have.
Yeah, I don't like that inconsistency. Where it's.
I don't agree with that at all.
Like Kidderminster tomorrow, in Kidderminster, there'll be a decision that is controversial, and it won't whoever it goes for, it's just gonna. It just the fairness of the competition or the integrity of the competition.
It looks like they've given this.
They have given us 1-1. It's back on.
Yeah.
Ball to hand. I don't know what the logic is there. The game is back on. I'm watching it here.
1-0. Jesus.
Yeah. So it's given.
Yeah.
They go to VAR because I'm fairly sure there's VAR in.
But I don't know if there is or not. But I think if they have the facilities, they should do it. I mean, 2 wrongs don't make a right. So just because a controversial decision in one game doesn't get overruled doesn't mean that you should just let a wrong decision off in another game just to balance it out.
Make it right.
That's absolutely delusional. It's ridiculous. I mean, that call was awful, by the way, whether that was VAR or not. But definitely should be VAR if they have the facilities. Let me Google this here, see if it's in there.
I'm fairly sure it's like in all the Premiership grounds, it's VAR, and anywhere else there's no VAR. Because that's what happened. There was a decision in the last round that was like outrageously wrong, but it was in a Championship ground, and it didn't get overturned. And then there was a Premiership ground that there was something that was like, a foot off, or like a toe offside, and it got ruled out.
Yeah, looking at it here, it says that the FA is proceeding with its plan to use VAR at only 9 of the 32 fixtures, which is the last round, I think. So doesn't 100% say about this round, but it definitely was being used.
They hardly would have used it last round and then dropped it this round either.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Just making up rules as they go along.
Yeah, just see what people are saying on Twitter and just amending everything to match. But there's an angle of that. There's a replay of that from behind him, and it doesn't look like the ball moves. Like it's like he gets his hand away in time. So I don't know. Are they using that to say that it wasn't a clear and obvious? I don't know. I've only seen 2 angles. I've only seen the angle that's miles above.
I've seen the angle where it hits off his hand. So
there was definitely one angle that it looked.
Oh, was there? They're not showing it here.
That it changed the kind of trajectory of the ball, like
they were never going to do anything to affect the play, but the keeper and Maguire stopped and had we're hitting their hand. Makes a good finish to the game out. Last 20 minutes.
It's like that point I said at the start, though. They were 9-1 on or 10-1 on before kickoff. It's a ludicrous price. I know they had a lot of chances, but loads of these FA Cup games with these kind of gaps between the division seem to go that same way. So even if they don't get anything out of the game, Middlesbrough, they would have been good shout to back him to score at least.
Yeah, exactly. Only 9 minutes left in Charleroi. Are you still watching, LB? Or
Yeah, got the two of them on here, and it's just
Nothing going on.
nothing. It's exactly the same as last week. They got their goal and they just became crap as soon as they scored. So I think the treble is gonna same again. Another Charleroi win, but no goals to go with it.
Marseille have just gone 3-2 up for any Marseille backers.
Nice.
Don't think it was Payet, though, was it? No, Milik.
Still showing suspended for it on Bet365.
I didn't see anything wrong with it on first glance. There could maybe be an offside shout, but it didn't look it on first glance. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong. I don't see anything wrong with that. So, I don't see it being ruled out.
That's annoying. That bet that I put on in the middle of the first half that had the two Dutch games to have late goals, they both let it down early, but everything else has come good now. Burgos are back, Marseille are back, and Sheffield are ahead.
That was big odds as well, was it?
Yeah.
I'm saying I got greedy. I was going to do Almeria, Payet, and Sheffield United, but it was only like 8-1. So, Marseille, Almeria, and Sheffield United, and it was only 8-1. So I went for like the 20-1 shot with Payet instead of Marseille. So I'll be getting caught out for being greedy.
So often happens, especially if you make a decision like, I go for the juice, it's always backfires. Yeah. Like if it's not your first call.
We're all about the juice on this stream, though. So
yeah. James, you're asking there, were Marseille 2-0 down, now 3-2 up? They were indeed. Yeah, they were one of those.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no way.
We are back on.
2-0. Nice goal.
7 minutes. 7 minutes for any other goal there.
Another one.
They have to kick on from here. Crowd are rocking.
Yeah.
They have safe standing in that stadium. That's class. I might just go on slagging them off again, talk about how crap they've been. Encourage them to go for that final third.
Crying into your beer over there.
Yeah.
Well, I always said Charleroi were class.
Really nicely worked goal. Oh, great goal. Did you see it, Gary, or did you just see the...
No, I saw it. Yeah, I saw a really good goal.
Yeah, really nice. I mean,
if that was my goalkeeper and he wasn't diving for it, I'd be very angry with him. But it was a really good goal. You surely never had a chance. I wouldn't say even saw it. 84 minutes on the clock, so an early 84. They've got it. Will there be much added time? I don't think so, especially with 2-0 against 10 men. There'll probably be no pressure on the ref to do it. So there's going to be one of those results now. It appeases everybody in the world except us with our over 2.5. Right, so 7 minutes there to land the treble and make James Noble's evening, because he's the primary commentator we've had tonight. Rashford had a second shot on target, but I think it might have been given as offside. Yeah.
We got PK in YouTube commenting. My personal name getting slagged off here, so you're excluded from the prize winning. Can't be having me let you down. Well, actually, 7 minutes. I don't know. Is there enough time for them? Will they push on? They're going for it here, crossing.
It just depends if they go for it, doesn't it? Or if, like Seraing, surely, the heads are down now, like game over. So if Charleroi push for it, they should be coming up against the kind of a soft defense. Like,
I just had this like daunting feeling come over me, being like, mentally, I've written it as being like Sheffield United have won, but there's still 4 minutes left in that game. If Charleroi score another and then it ends up a draw, I'd be absolutely disgusted.
I was going to ask you actually, Gary, because the that Burgos game is pretty much in the bag at 3-1, but I can cash out for 100 of 122 for Burgos and Sheffield United both to win.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm watching about 4 games at once. So I haven't really been focusing on it. But from what I've seen, every time I've looked, Sheffield United have been fairly comfortable. But, late goals in the championship or anything as well. Personally, I'd hold on. I think you'd be okay. But, it's...
Yeah, I think what I'll do, if Charleroi score, I'll cash out of it because I've 2 bets just running on Sheffield United to win then.
Hold up. They should have had a free there for handball and it wasn't given as well. Sheffield United. That probably would have counted down the clock. They would have took their time over it,
Yeah. Another Almeria penalty here. James is giving us in the comments. So that's the one we actually called out. It was 1-3 for a goal and 13-8 for 2 goals. So you would have got both of those.
They missed it though.
Oh, did they miss the first penalty?
Yeah. I missed the second one. Scored the first one, but I think they missed the second one.
Oh, you'd be absolutely sickened then if you'd taken the
longer
odds.
They just missed one.
Good chance here for Charleroi. Come on, get it into the corner.
It's a red card for Ibiza there as well on the back of that penalty. So they could.
That game is over then.
15 minutes. Charleroi corner. Is that what you're seeing, LB?
Yeah, Charleroi corner.
Yeah.
Come on. 3 minutes to go.
Play the short for fuck's sake, just get it in the box. Don't be playing the short.
But they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in the box. Why play it short? Do you know what I mean? Either don't bring anybody up and play it short. Are you absolute?
Oh my god!
Shouting from there from.
Should never be allowed to play football ever again.
Yeah, get back to your position there, mate, and leave the shooting to literally anybody else in the world. Jesus. Do you know when you're playing football and somebody kick the ball off the back of you when you're not looking, and the ball would bounce? That's the way that shot left his leg. It wasn't even a shot. Oh my god!
Pinball off him.
Yeah. I'll get up with you. 87.
Yeah, it's all about this injury time now, but you don't think there's going to be a whole lot, do you?
Nothing happened to give much injury time, so I'd say it'll be 2 minutes, maybe 3, I don't know. All the drama was in the first half, really, so...
Yeah.
Speaking of injury time, the Sheffield United goalkeeper has gone down here injured, making an absolute meal of a slat, so he's doing you a big favour, I think.
Oh, that's good, yeah, stay down. Yeah, that's in the last minute of that game now, so we'll be seeing what injury time they're going to throw up on the clock there too in a second.
Yeah.
That United Middlesbrough is still 1-1. United have had a couple of shots since that equaliser. But Middlesbrough are hanging in there.
Here's a chance for Charleroi. At least they're going for it.
Yeah.
Good shot. The keeper kind of parried it out to the left, and it was actually wasn't that good.
That at the back post.
I don't think so. No. Go way out of it, Gary. Would have been gone past you before you even saw the ball.
Take a touch.
He tried to take a touch. It was about 2 meters to his left. Go away. Right, they're still going 89 on the clocks.
Oh!
No.
I actually thought he was 1-on-1 with the keeper there.
Yeah. That split second. So we'll see now in half a minute what's going to be added on. They really are pushing for it here, at least Charleroi. So
yeah, that's good. If we got even 4 minutes now, we'd be happy enough that they'll get another chance or two.
If this was one of those games,
haven't given up either.
No, they've got a chance here now. Cross it in.
Come on.
Oh, why did you not throw a leg at that?
Fuck's sake. This is...
It's like a cross in low, kind of fast and low across the 6-yard box. And your man, he didn't really see it coming. He would have liked to see him throw himself at it because he got past the keeper.
Take a chance at the back post.
Yeah.
Have they thrown up the injury time there? There's 5 minutes in the Sheffield United game.
3 minutes here.
Probably a minute into that. 3. It's not a lot of time for us.
No. I knew it was going to be 3. It's just nothing happened.
One more chance, I'd say.
I mean, they're really playing. They're trying harder now than they were when it was 1-0.
It's kind of
15 minutes
frustrating
ago.
that
So
second goal
annoying.
didn't
Like,
come.
yeah, come on. Oh, that's a great pass. Do something now. No.
Oh God, I'm back.
What are they doing? Like, oh, there's a ball. Shoot.
Bit of composure. Oh, bit of fucking composure, like.
There's some team for just shooting the ball at 10 yards over the bar. Like, right, the first of our 3 minutes is gone, and now the Seraing are clearing the bench here. So
I'm gonna call it that the bet is gone.
Really? 91 minutes in, you've deduced it.
Sorry to break it to you, lads.
Yeah. So, what's left in your doubles, lads?
Well, Sheffield United to win and Burgos to win. They're still up 3-1 with 10 minutes to go, so pretty comfortable there once Sheffield United get through another 2.5 minutes of injury time.
This is so frustrating. One fucking goal, like.
They're just kicking it around their own half now.
They've accepted their win now. Gotta
Come
hope
on,
somebody slips.
Like, they've a good few players up there for an attack, but it is a bit sloppy, isn't it?
Yeah. They've really only had they've lost the ball. This could be a chance here for the other crowd. No, they've lost it. Yeah, they really only had.
Possession changed hands there about 5 times.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know what was going on. All right, here's a promising attack. And then he stopped. Nothing worse than watching a player. Ramsey used to be a demon for it. Just like, run at someone, get a bit past them, and then just stop and turn back. Every bit of energy gone. Yeah.
Circle. Oh,
come on.
Go on, run at them. That's tame. Weak.
That was very tame.
What are we? 20 seconds left. This could be the last attack now for Charleroi. Come on. Oh,
he's going for it.
Oh,
go on, have a go. Have a go.
Give.
Oh, you muppet. That's the end of it there. He's free out with 4 seconds left. So that's the end of that.
Damn it.
Oh my God, that's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Still bet though, lads. Fair play. Like.
Yeah.
Just
God.
There's 50 seconds left in the Sheffield United match, so you get your winners, lads.
Yeah, I've hung in there. I haven't cashed out. So
did anybody back the Pogba shot on target?
Marseille are up 4-2 as well.
Yeah, Milik hat-trick. I saw that.
No, did Pogba get his shot, Gary? Did he?
Well, he's just had a header there that, like.
Did you see that?
Was soft enough, but
Tavernier got that yellow card as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, 7-2. That was some shout.
I didn't see that now.
So what let that bet down?
Well, I don't think there's many corners, is there?
There is
6 corners.
6 corners.
5 more needed in the last 9 minutes.
And Rashford is just being dragged. Literally, as we were talking about it. But yeah, the 7-2 shout was good. Like,
yeah,
nice,
I was even saying like it as a single, like that 7-2 would have been a good bet.
Did that count as a shot for Pogba?
That bet while Rashford is off the pitch. So
did that shot count for Pogba?
Oh, do you know what? I'm actually doing something stupid there.
Cashed out the wrong one.
No, like the stats were showing that Rashford only had 1 shot on target, but it's shown up as a leg that won in. Did you do it on Betfair, LB?
Yeah.
If you have a look at Betfair, they've settled Rashford 2 shots on target.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah.
But they only have it in the stats as him having 1 shot on target.
That's sickening. But if my bet's gone because I've got that Balogun fella and in there as well, so I don't think I'm going to win.
Yeah, but did you not do the initial?
No.
The bet builder is the bet builder just waiting on those corners, Gary? Yeah. Rashford and the yellow card are in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's still like it's very unlikely we're getting 5 corners, but.
Well, if Middlesbrough could take the ball into the corner, do you know that way?
Middlesbrough are 14-1 here to win. I mean, seems very high.
The only thing is, I would say that like they'll if this finishes a draw, the replay will be played in Middlesbrough, is it?
They get
Is that
the
how it works?
No, there's no replays, no.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know
really?
what
No?
stage they get rid of them or at what stage they come back. United here. I guess they just go for extra time as well. Probably the smarter thing to do.
Oh, in fact, I think I saw when it went 1-1, I saw odds of method of victory. Yeah, so yeah, they'll be going extra time and penalties.
I wish it was like the American sports where your bet carried on to extra time.
I wish Charleroi had scored an extra goal.
Oh God, yeah. Hopefully they're not getting the Friday slot anymore now. They go back to their crappy weekend fixtures because
that's how you need to give them a break for a couple of weeks anyway. That's
what I just realized as well. I just realized as well. Do you remember I was saying at the start that because I was betting on Betfair, I wasn't able to back both teams to score on over 2.5 goals in Almere, so I just backed both teams to score in the second half. So like I didn't even realize, but I wasn't going to win that bet even if Charleroi did get another goal.
Oh yeah,
because Almere only scored in the first half of that game.
Comment in from James: need Ibiza to score for a big win. So was that in an ACA or a multiple or anything like that, or is it just a bet on them? I presume both teams to score then is the call there.
They're down to 10 men, so
yeah.
But they do have an attacking free kick here. There's only 3.5 minutes left. But yeah, down to 10 men.
Saying see Dermot in the comments on YouTube saying, "Come on, the fuck, Charleroi," and then he said he did Marseille, Sheffield United, and Almere in a win treble whilst all were drawing, and then a thumbs up saying some tipping men unlucky. So glad you got some cash back, Dermot.
What
odds is that treble, Dermot? Actually curious about that.
Marseille up 5-2, so that one was a comfortable home win in the end, as predicted. It just didn't look that way 10 minutes in.
Yeah. 5-2 must have been ridiculous correct score odds for something like that, those sort of games.
And how did Payet not get on the score sheet? Because I'm just waiting on Payet for that treble.
He did score one good free 7 years ago, in fairness, though. It's nothing worse than that, though, when you back a player and there's just goals everywhere and he doesn't even have a shot. He's just setting everybody up and orchestrating the game, but just nowhere near the goal. Drive you mad.
Yeah, I actually do like that player who scored Kinga Zunder. So he played for Leicester last season. I'm actually surprised they let him. I don't know whether they let him go back to Marseille. They had him on loan. I don't know whether he went back to a Turkish club and got sold to Marseille, or whether he was with Marseille and got let go back to them. But I actually thought he did well in the Premier League for Leicester. Surprised the Premier League team didn't take a chance on him.
Yeah. PK, yeah, you're saying great tip and unlucky again. Yeah, cheers, PK. Nothing worse for me than a red card or closely followed by a goal disallowed. Just seems to wreck any kind of momentum in a bet.
Yeah, it even feels with that Charleroi game, like that second goal, if it had just come 10 minutes earlier, because they were pressing hard. Both sides were going for it even after that one went in. It did bring a bit of life back into the game.
Yeah, it looked as though as Charleroi were like, okay, well, we've got the win in the bag now. Now we'll just go and have fun and try and score more goals. So, yeah, definitely if Charleroi had went 2-0 up earlier, they would have pushed for a third and fourth.
Is that penalty just being left as a penalty? Do you know what I mean? It would have gone 2-0 in the middle of the first half. We would have been laughing.
Jeez, true, actually.
Yeah. The guy's face when he got his red card taken away and then he just got booked and sent off anyway. So it's the highlight of my night, just seeing that. Great. Looking at the United match here, and I've just picked Ferguson out in the crowd. I wonder who makes the decision. At what stage in the match are we going to cut to Ferguson and show him not looking happy? All right, now it's what's on the clock there? 87. Yeah, now we'll show it.
Geez, lads, that's frustrating now. But at least the last 4 weeks, we've been fairly close to getting winners.
Yeah, we definitely. I mean, anyone who's new to the show, we landed a 40-1 treble before Christmas. We've landed a couple of between the teens and early 20s, and we're definitely up for the season on the live action ACA and the bets that we call out during the show. But yeah, the last since Christmas we've been a bit unlucky now, getting 2 out of 3 most of the weeks, and just unfortunate.
That
now
46-1 winner alone will keep us up on the live action
I don't think
act
there's a
of the
danger
season.
of being down all season now after we've had 3 wins and double-digit odds, like, so
Yeah.
no chance to be down.
And it feels like we're gonna hit another as well, like, because we're getting 2 out of 3 consistently, like, and we've been very unlucky with
It's
the ones
not
that
even
let us
2 out
down.
of 3. It's like, as I said, that's your one a few weeks ago with Benfica. That was a
Yes,
goal, and then LB's today with Charleroi, that's a goal as well. And then even last week, LB called Charleroi, but then kind of went for the goals. Like, when I actually read the article, I was like, he's tipping up Charleroi, and then I got to the end and I was like, why is he tipping up over 2.5 goals? So, like, we're knocking on the door anyway. So
United are, speaking of knocking on the door, United really are piling on the pressure here.
They are. It's unfortunate it hasn't turned into a few corners, like, because
yeah.
I mean, it could have been a build up of corners there with that pressure coming on, but there's still only 6 in the game. There's no chance there's going to be 5 more at this stage.
But I wonder, will they rectify? Like, there has to be something wrong in the stat. Either the stats are wrong, or the bet settle is wrong. And I think what happened was Rashford had a shot on target, but it was flagged as offside. So I think when he had the shot on target, somebody settled the bet, and then they changed the stats, and it never got unsettled. So I don't know whether the bookies picked that up or not. Like,
I'd say for sure afterwards they'd come back and take, like, you know what I mean? If it was a big win,
exactly, it'd be worse if you were celebrating a big win and then just evaporate out of your account. Like,
Almeria just scored again there. That 13-8 you mentioned, LB, would have come in the 93rd minute. Would have been a nice
stress. Yeah. Actually, fast this United game now. Actually, 4 minutes added on. Surely there'll be a goal.
Yeah, they're putting on some pressure, in fairness.
Yeah, but even Middlesbrough, like, they're kind of, they look an awful lot tighter now than United, in fairness.
30-1 for Middlesbrough to win.
50 on Bet365. Oh no, sorry.
50,
sorry, in extra time or just in here?
No, just in the last whatever the injury time.
Yeah, 50-1.
But it kind of feels like even if they get possession, it doesn't feel like they're going to counter. It feels like they're going to just try, like, run down the clock or something.
No, the way it looks now, I feel like the United players are just able to run back and pick the ball off them. Like, they're just that much sharper and fitter. Middlesbrough 10-1 in extra time. I feel like this is one of those ones, like, 1-1 after 90 minutes, and then United will score 3 goals actually
Actually, that mightn't even be a bad shout for a bet back. Back over 2.5 in extra time.
That was a shocking header. Jeez.
Yeah, anywhere else to go, like.
Yeah, straight at the keeper, like, yeah.
No pressure on him or nothing, like. Great ball. There was a little bit of pressure. Still terrible header.
I think we wrap things up, lads, because are we hanging around for extra time?
No, I think, we've no bets on the Burgos. There's 20 seconds of injury time left there, and they're up 3-1, so that looks like it's coming anyway.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up there. James, very unlucky for you that you didn't land your huge 15-1, and you were very close to picking up our 21-1 as well. So we'll be back at the same time next week. Thanks, everybody, in the comments. Apologies to you at the start on YouTube when we missed your comments. We had the box turned off, but PK, Dermo, and the rest of you on YouTube, appreciate it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow. We really do love having you guys with us every Friday. We'll be back at the same time next week, 7:30 Friday evening, and it looks like a good schedule next week as well, so already looking forward to that. And make sure to check out SportsRunDown.com over the weekend. Plenty of football and racing tips up there, so we will see you next week.
Nice one.
Cheers, lads.
Cheers.